Yo, what is up? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Rosunani TV. We are back doing a live, and we're going to be just going over the various reports that are coming out and talking about the new things that have come out past day. To be honest, there's really not much that has happened officially, just a lot of noise, a lot of noise, so that's what we're going to be discussing. The noise. Let me say hi to chat first. Good morning, gents from the land down under. Down under. What's up, Kim? How you doing, sir? Desna, how you doing? Fahadino, what's up, brother? We're linked with Poch. We are fucked. I don't understand these links with these coaches that are at the World Cup. Like, why would you hire a coach that is at, like, Ragnick? Is it Ragnick is at the World Cup? Pochettino is at the World Cup. Why are we linked to these coaches that are going to be available in a month or more than a month from now? So when does, like, the other teams are starting to work now. Inter has already started their Inter has not. They already started doing the work for next season. They've already gotten Kivu's renewal. They're already thinking about getting the players. Why are we even being linked to? Why are they even talking to coaches that won't be available for more than a month? Why do we have to suffer the idiocy and the incompetence of these people? By the way, guys, Jerry is stupid. He's just stupid. Jerry is dumb. We are so screwed, guys. There's just no way around it. Jerry is not a smart man. He's really not a smart man. The whole Maldini thing. So Jerry says Maldini is a one-man show. And then they go and ask Ragnick if he wants to coach, if he wants to work at Milan. Ragnick says yes, but only on his conditions, which is essentially he gets to decide who the staff is. Everybody, from the scouts to the coach to his second in command, third in command. He basically gets down to choose the whole chain of command, and he gets to control it. And reports are saying that Cardinale is thinking about it. So what's the deal about saying, well, Maldini is a one-man show then? Why are we linked to Ragnick if you say you don't want to work with Maldini because it's a one-man show? This is just hypocrisy at the end of the day. If it's true, of course. But we just have a really dumb owner. It makes no sense. Another thing I want to comment is Kush. I don't watch Kush's videos because I don't want to be. It's all misinformation. It's all whatever. But I did see a little snippet of his latest video, and he said, well, once Maldini was fired and the new guys got in, he was thinking, well, what's the point of asking for Maldini? Let's work with the ones that we have right now, kind of thing. But if you understood the game, if you actually understood football, you would have known back then the people we have the people we had, Furlani, Moncada, etc., you cannot win anything with those people because those people are incompetent. They don't understand the sport. So now Kush is saying because nobody is there, yes, it's okay to ask for Maldini because nobody is there. We have to fill up spots. No, what you were supposed to do, Kush, was say the truth from day one. that with those guys, nothing was ever going to be accomplished, that the soul of Milan was going to completely be destroyed, and that really the best man for the job always has been and always will be Paolo Maldini. But now he's saying that he wants Maldini back. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's crazy. I don't know. I really don't know. Ciao Casciavit, come siamo? Tutto a posto? Maldini responded to a question with a sentence and fired up the social media community. Yeah, basically, after Cardinale said Maldini's a one-man show, Maldini said, well, look at yourself. And, yeah, 100%. Look in the mirror, Jerry. Look in the mirror. Look at the people you hired. Furlani was a one-man show. Ibra is a one-man show. I don't know. It's no secret. Banter era all over again. 100%. 100%. Roy, Jerry, and Ibra see something we don't. I can't call it wisdom. It's hard to describe. I'm trying to be nice as much as I can. Don't be nice. Don't be nice. There's no need to be nice anymore. Ibra is even a bigger douche. Yeah, 100%. He is the biggest douche of them all. Ibra is even a bigger douche now, calling the Scudetto winning team average players. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Ibra said that those players were average. Some of those players are still at Milan, like Mike Magnan, Tomori, and Leao. Like, how can you inspire a team when you have an idiot like that calling the shots? These are stupid people. The people in charge of Milan are stupid. They're stupid. Even if it was true, which, by the way, it's not true, you don't say that. You don't say that. But Ibra is so in love with himself that he has to put down other people in order to elevate himself. Bro, you have no business running this club. You have no business running this club. No business. By the way, listen, Ibra. Now, I know some people, I read in the chat that some people thought Ibra didn't have a big part in that team winning the Scudetto. I disagree with that. I think when Ibra and Kjaer came into the team, Milan definitely had started to play much better, especially in a moment where Ibra in the later stages of his career kind of became like a offensive regista, right? Basically like I don't know if you know, regista is like a deep playing playmaker, but instead of deep playing, offensive. And he really made the team connect really well. We were playing beautiful football. Ibra was his layoff game was immaculate. His passing game was immaculate. Ibra is a top player, top G. In a locker room, Ibra is a guy you want to have in your team. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And in the locker room, he can say all that bullshit. It doesn't matter because then he backs it up on the pitch. And he gives you that confidence on the pitch. He can talk smack to you, but then on the pitch, he gives you confidence. It's a different dynamic. But when you wear the fucking suit and tie, and all of a sudden, your job is to be professional, and your job is to talk to your players like a professional, he completely fails. He completely fails. Buenas tardes, vatos. Give me a hallelujah. For what? I think Kush is lying to all his subs. Why hasn't he posted anything about him meeting Jerry as he claims that he did? I don't know if he did or if he didn't. But what he said is just... I mean... how... If you have even 10% of knowledge, of understanding football, have you ever played football? I don't know. But it was so easy to figure out that the people that were running Milan were stupid and they would have destroyed Milan. But Kush instead decided to listen to his buddy Rocco, was probably the biggest dumbass out of all of them. And now, kind of, yeah, now that's his reputation. Whatever. A lot of people like him. A lot of people follow him. Good for him. Well done. What's up, Joel? How you doing, brother? To be fair, Ibra said they were average and grew into great players. Okay, that's better. If he did say that, I did not see that. Napoli signing Rabiot 100%. Yes, Rabiot is being linked to Napoli. We will talk about that because Allegri seems to be joining Napoli. Looks like it is about to happen. And Allegri, and looks like Anguissa is on his way out. And I think Rabiot is a really good replacement for Anguissa. It makes sense. If I were Rabiot, I would fucking go to Napoli. I'm seeing some people say, okay, listen, I will never endorse Allegri. I've hated his football ever since. For more than 20 years, I've hated his football. When he first joined us, I felt terrible watching Milan. I've never liked his football. But, listen, if you give Allegri the right team and the team is healthy and the management, the chain of command of the management is good, he should give you what you need. They need to what? They need to... I don't know what they're going to do. We'll see what they do. Napoli might go for the Scudetto, or they might just want top four. If you give the right elements to Allegri, he can achieve those things. But it needs to be the right elements, so we will see. It's just that if he achieves them, he achieves them in a very ugly way, and it's just disgusting to watch. Sometimes I would rather... He's like maybe the only coach where I would rather not win and just play a little bit better, even if it's a little bit better. But I can't stand watching Milan... 11 players in the back in the box against fucking Verona, against Kiev. It's like, I can't watch that shit. So now Napoli is going to start to... the Napoli fans are going to start to have to suffer that. So they're going to have to start to watch their Napoli play 11 players in the back. Rock, what's up, bro?
What's up, boss?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. What are we discussing?
Why are you bullying Bilal, bro?
I'm not bullying him. That's my boy. I love it. I love Bilal, dude. I'm sorry, man. I gotta stop messing with people with autism, bro.
Dude.
I gotta stop. Oh. Lordy. So what are we talking about? Did we discuss how much Ibra sucks yet or what?
Well, you tell me. What's going on?
So listen, this guy Ibra's track record is absolutely terrible in every sense of the word. Even from his playing days in his final season with us, he completely abandoned our team during a crucial moment of our season where we could go and challenge for the league. January and February. He completely fucked off to go host Sanremo. Didn't give a shit about our team at all. Literally, no posts about Milan, nothing. We went on a win streak without his bitch ass. Okay? We ended up winning that Scudetto despite him, not because of him. He tried to come at the end and take all the credit. Since then, as a director, fired Abate, Abate's father, fired the goalkeeper coach, destroyed our entire youth project, absolutely obliterated it, brought in, I think the only player he brought in that was really linked to him and him bringing them in was Robak, said he was the next big thing, turned out to be complete garbage. I have no idea where that kid is. In the 5th division in some random European country right now.
He went missing at a certain point.
Ibra has not, he's been toxic as fuck, super toxic, makes everything about him. Didn't go to any matches. His first year and a half in his director role, didn't go to any matches, didn't define what his role was. Whenever he was asked what his role with Milan is, he said, I actually don't work for Milan at all. I work for Redbird. What else? The only reason he started coming to games is because he fucking got a bunch of shit from the fan base. They're like, where's Ibra? Why isn't he around? That's the only reason he started coming to games at all in the first place. And it's just been shit show after shit show. Apparently, he leaked to the top players in our team who would have carried us to challenge for something this season. The only players we could rely upon to do anything this season. He goes and tells them 4 months before the season ends that the coach doesn't even want them here. Like, the guy has been awful for us in every single possible way. And any Milan fan right now that is protecting him, that is arguing on his behalf, that is saying he's the only true Milanista, that's why he's here and he should stay, is a fucking idiot. I mean, these are the same idiots who supported Redbird for the last 4 years. I could understand the first
Well,
year,
I
but
was
the
about to
second
say.
and third and fourth year, Jesus Christ.
Well, I was about to say. Luckily, I haven't seen anybody do that. Because,
Only the American Milan content channels, of course, bro.
I mean, right now, I'm not seeing them do that either. So at least that's kind of good news. But yeah, no, you're right. He is terrible. And also, I saw an article. There was this article that we saw a few days ago about Jerry Cardinale asking Maldini to buy some shares for the club. Maldini rejected, and but Ibra did. So apparently, Ibra put in around 30 to 40 million into the club. So that's why they're not going to fire him, because the motherfucker owns shares of the club.
So we're back in the same exact issue where your financial incentives are stronger than your sporting results incentives. So ultimately, your decision is going to hinge upon, is this the best financial decision for the club? So basically, we're in the situation where every single stakeholder just wants us to be top four and be as profitable as possible. So sell everyone who has any type of value, buy cheap bets and hope that they pan out, and fucking pray for top four every season. That's where we are. We literally landed in the same place that we already were at, which was a shit position.
Yeah, that's right. Roy, remember when I called Allegri a leech? Watch him take over Napoli, a squad constructed by Conte. Allegri will win with Napoli like he did with Juve after he took from Conte. It's very possible. It really depends on what De Laurentiis does. It always depends on the club, on the managers, on the owners. If they're going to give them the players, if they're going to give them a winning environment. Napoli, so these years has been a healthy infrastructure. So
Yeah.
listen, if Allegri wins with Napoli next year, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Definitely. You know what's hilarious? What's hilarious was Red John busting our balls for 7 months, saying Napoli is so shit. Napoli is so shit. They're going to get relegated. They suck. They're horrible. You guys said they were going to be good. Milan's winning the Scudetto. Inter's going to collapse. All this shit. For 7 months, this guy was busting our balls. Got everything wrong. Got everything wrong. You couldn't be more wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong than Red John. More wrong.
You could not be more. Dude, if you go through his history of the last 7 months in the chat, every prediction, I have never in my life seen someone be so wrong on so many things so consistently. It's actually impressive. It's genuinely impressive. A clock is right twice a day, bro. This guy couldn't get a single fucking thing right. A broken clock is right. This guy couldn't get one thing right. Holy shit. Not one.
He didn't get anything right. Literally everything he said, the complete opposite happened.
The complete opposite happened. It's not even like it was like close. He wasn't even close. He wasn't even on in the same book on another page. He was in a fucking different library, bro. He wasn't even in a book.
And then he insists and he insists. He doesn't want to listen. And listen, he hasn't learned a damn thing, brother. It's been 5 years like this. He has not learned one damn thing. You're going to see in August, when he gets horny again about the team, he's going to be here saying the same shit. And then next August is going to be the same thing. He's going to be wrong about everything. He just does not learn.
I don't like psychopaths like that, bro. Where he has not shown one single iota of humility at all. Dude, he is saying that he's right. That he was right about everything. Bro, this is a level of delusion that genuinely scares me. This is psychopathic behavior. This is a person who is unwell in the head.
Yeah, man. But this is why some people are not meant to be teachers or coaches, right?
Mm.
You
Yeah.
have to learn. You have to learn. You have to learn from mistakes. You have to evolve. Otherwise, some jobs aren't meant for you. Ibra has shares in Redbird. Yeah, shares in Redbird. Correct.
Well, that's
Only
the thing.
mis-
It's Redbird, 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 Redbird. Keyword Redbird, not Milan.
Only mistake Maldini was bring back the shithead Ibra. He's a cancer to our club now 6 years later. I mean, I don't know why they hired him in the management. I don't think has. I think even we said this while he was getting hired that we didn't think he had the personality or the temperament to be a man in a suit.
Yeah.
As a player, look, I liked Ibra a lot as a player, so
Of course. Yeah, of
I thought
course.
he was really good. But
Absolutely.
I
And
read some. Yeah,
he's
go ahead.
pulled off the look. He has pulled off. He looks good in a suit. He's pulled off the look, but that's about it. And I genuinely believe that Gary has such a fragile ego, even from 2 days ago saying Maldini was a one-man show and blah blah blah. His ego is so fragile. I think Ibra is just the perfect amount of low IQ and dumb that Gary was fine with it. Gary's like, you know what? This is a useful idiot that I can have as my right hand man who will never threaten me or my power. And his ego,
Yeah, probably.
Ibra is perfect for Gary's ego. Perfect. Is perfectly stupid enough to be Gary's right hand man.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. I read somewhere that Milan budget this season will be 35. I think I didn't see 50. I said I actually
That
saw
was
someone say 20.
yeah. I thought it was 35 with top four, 35 net spent, but now without the top four, it's
It's
20.
20. Yeah. Now this year will be chillier regarding transfer. So this is why Real are apparently rejected. Yeah. And listen, I think if you are a upcoming coach, a foreigner, especially if you're a foreigner coach, upcoming coach with not much experience, and you choose to take the Milan job, that means you're not an intelligent person. So this is a litmus test. Whoever chooses the Milan job means they're not smart because they are definitely being set up for failure.
I guess the coach nipple guy turned out to be smarter than we thought.
Yeah, so it looks like he has been advised well, and listen, it's a waste of time because he would have come here, he would have been sacked by December, same shit. He's just wasting his time. I think we just need someone with more pedigree, someone that has won trophies, someone that can kind of pull it off. Kind of like how Allegri kind of pulled it off, even though he played like shit. But he kind of pulled it off. These new coaches, they're not going to have a personality to manage Milan. And there's a huge mistake that is being made also when they analyze these new coaches. Like a Bournemouth, the margins of error at Bournemouth are infinite. You have no pressure at Bournemouth. You can finish 16th or 4th or 6th. They're just happy to still be in the Premier League, the fans. At Milan, you mess up 2 games, the fans, the whole environment is on your ass. The pressure is completely different. At Milan, if you finish 5th instead of 4th, you get the fans want your head. At Bournemouth, if you finish 5th or 4th, the fans are going to throw you a parade. It's completely different. And I think I don't understand why people don't understand this. That's why at Milan you need right now, because the situation is so difficult, you need a proven coach. You need a coach with experience. You need a coach that has seen it, that has done it, a coach that can mitigate the incompetency of whoever is in charge. Like bring in a foreign coach with 6 years of experience. That okay, he played good at Bournemouth. What guarantees does that give you? We saw that with Thiago Motta. Thiago Motta did great with Siena. Then he went to Bologna. Thiago Motta brought Bologna to the Champions League. That is even more impressive than what Areola did with fucking Bournemouth. Bringing Bologna to the Champions League is even more impressive. But then what happened as soon as Thiago Motta was put in a high-stake environment with a toxic management and a fan base that will fucking cut your head off if you fuck up one game. You see? Thiago Motta before Juventus was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now you want to put... And Thiago Motta is a guy that has coached in Italy, that knows the Italian system, knows how to handle the media, knows what to expect. Now you want to put a foreign coach that doesn't even speak Italian into that environment? It's a recipe for disaster. He's just going to get sacked by December. Why even waste our time? I think coaches like Xavi, coaches that have won many trophies. I don't know if he would be better. Honestly, I don't know. I think Conte to this day is probably still the best one. If you want to get something done immediately and you want results immediately, because remember, the fans are not interested in another build-up. Maldini already built the team. These guys destroyed it, and now they're saying they want to start from scratch again. What are they going to... They're going to destroy it even more? Like, you need a coach that is going to bring you results right away. I don't think the Milan fans are going to be ready for another 5th spot, 6th spot. Milan fans right now won the Champions League. The Milan universe wants the Champions League. The Milan universe wants to be up there and compete with Inter. You're not going to do that with these coaches that are...
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though. Yo, boss.
You're not going to do that with these coaches that are brought here to build. Build what?
Yeah.
What is Jerry going to build in football?
Yeah. He needs to let other people decide what's best for Milan. He needs to stop trying to be the decision maker. He just needs to put people like Maldini, that level, in charge, and just go to his office in New York and shove his thumb up his ass.
Right. Exactly. Just put Maldini in charge and then disappear. You have tons of more important things to do with Redbird than think about Milan. Okay? Milan shouldn't even be in your top list of priorities. Just put Maldini in charge and then make your money with Redbird. What's up, Nico? How you doing?
What's going on, boys?
Nothing much.
Fellas.
Just talking about our situation, the current situation.
Yeah, it's right. So the thing, right? So there's these rumors about Ralph Ragnick, right, coming in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I don't know how you guys feel about that or anybody else in the chat listening in, but yes, the guy is good at building programs, right, with the Red Bull system and developing young players.
Yeah. Damn, his audio went out for me.
Yo, I think Nico's audio went out.
How about
I
now?
can hear you, Nico. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about it. My phone wanted to reset. Wanted to update. Okay. All right. Anyways, what I was saying. Yeah. So Ragnick, I don't know how you guys feel about that shit, but from what I'm reading, he wants to bring in his own people from top to bottom, including the head coach, scouts, people in the youth team as well, the youth program. He wants full control of the whole project from top to bottom.
Okay, listen. Here's my take. This guy is a Red Bull guy.
Yep.
If we wanted to put him in charge of our futuro, our primavera, and build our young infrastructure with an experienced Italian executive there with him alongside him, that would make sense to me. That's his level.
1,000%.
Saying that this guy can just take over all of Milan, top to bottom, is an insanity to say. It's just insanity if they think that that's a possibility. If this guy wants to come take charge of our youth sector and Futuro projects and work his way up, sure. But to take over everything? That's fucking insane.
I mean, that's the guy's demands. He wants to pick a coach. This German guy, Matthias Geisler. He wants to bring this guy in.
But
Yeah,
Maldini's
Geisler
a one-man show, right? Maldini was a one-man show. But now they're
Yeah.
considering this fucking guy who wants to literally take over everything under the sun.
Everything, but the most important thing to me is the fact that this is going to be a non-Italian project from top to bottom.
Yeah.
At all fucking levels.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
which to me, I'd rather forget about winning right now. Yeah, winning's important, winning Scudettos and shit. But what I want to come back to return is Milanismo, the Italian core, bringing up our youth players from the beginning, and then we could talk about Scudettos and making deep runs to Champions League. Titles to me, without that, means jack shit. Means nothing to me.
And
Completely.
they won't come. They won't come. Not even the prospect of you're not even competing for titles. They won't come. It doesn't work unless you're Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
And you bring Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Valverde, Chamani, blah blah blah. Okay, you bring in the best players in the world, but you're spending a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
But
Now
you
we're
want to
cooking.
bring all these U21 foreign players into the Serie A, and what you expect them to all of a sudden, embody what Milanismo and understand the culture? No way. It's impossible. It's never worked. It's never worked. Never. The only time that an Italian team with only foreigners has worked, it was Mourinho's Inter. But that
And
team
Como.
was stacked with
Oh, yeah,
all
they
the
were-
best players in the fucking world at that
That
time.
was a beast.
And
of a
Como.
team.
And Como.
Well, Como's not winning trophies. I mean a team that is actually winning trophies. But Como right now is an example of a team that is succeeding. But I mean like winning trophies,
And
like
dominating.
Scudettis and winning Champions Leagues.
Bro, the Milan news is so farcical. I can't stop laughing all day long. We are so clueless. We are a fucking mess, bro. It's actually funny how much of a mess we are. It's astounding to me the level of idiocy from all levels from our club. We are in a national, global embarrassment.
Yeah, and people are starting to realize, people are starting to realize, like we of the AC Milan universe, especially the more intelligent people, we understand this. There's still a lot of Milan fans that don't get it, but the rest of the fans, the other teams, they don't really know. Even people like Cassano, Adani, and Nicola Ventola, who have a podcast, they speak about Italian football all the time. When they talk about Milan, you can tell that they really don't know what's going on. They have a little bit of information here, but it's only the Milan fans that really know what's going on. But what I'm starting to see is that now the secret is starting to spread, and people are starting to understand there's something wrong with Milan. There's something that's not quite right with Milan. People are starting to see it.
And it's embarrassing, bro. It's getting around now. Everyone's talking about it. They're saying we're a fucking mess. Chaos. We're chaotic. We're a mess. Everyone's saying it now.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Red John now? They fired all his peeps. God, man, Red John was so sure. God.
So sure.
Do you
And
remember
a rare one is Liart. Liart rarely is wrong. He'll have he'll have tangential opinions that might veer in a little bit of a different direction, but for the most part, at its core, on the same page about everything. But this time, when he said Dade was going to be the guy, and Forlani and Gary were going to fuck off, and with Allegri there, it's an easy top four. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, look, he wasn't following the news, so he was just assuming what a normal person would have done. But I guess he didn't realize that Jerry ain't normal.
I wish it was on the live so we could have gotten a payoff, because me and him went at it for fucking days.
I invited him.
Did he own up to his
He
bad
did,
thing?
yeah, he did.
Oh, there you
But
go.
dude, me and Liart, I know Roy and Liart have fights, but that was me and Liart's first big fight in the chat, even cursing each other off and everything. And I wanted the payoff, man. I wanted that on the live. Could have gotten my lick.
I was surprised Liart had that take, because Liart is usually quite on point. I was really surprised.
Damn. Redbird has done a number on us, man. Jesus.
This needs to be studied in fucking medical books in the next 20 years.
No, seriously, they're committing war crimes against Milan fans right now, bro. This shit needs to be in the Geneva Conventions, bro. Holy fuck.
Fadidja says, congratulations, guys. Chukwueze and Musa are coming back. It'll be like a new signing. Milan will miss about 500 million, though.
Ooh,
50-50,
So, Fulham, I guess, does not want to buy Chukwueze. And Fulham has tons of money. So, I mean, I didn't follow what Chukwueze...
You know what's hilarious?
That much?
Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on the WhatsApp, and I'm going to have to screenshot everyone in our WhatsApp who glazed Redbird for offloading Chukwueze and Musa and saying, look, they were able to sell. Maldini wasn't able to sell. We got this much millions from fucking Chukwueze and Musa. Maldini would have never been able to do that. I'm going to go screenshot you fucking bastards.
Oh, and speaking of another terrible take, yo, Fulham rejected Chukwueze. This is the player that Red John said was going to be the MVP of the Serie A when we got him.
MVP. Not just he was going to be good. Not just that he was going to be good. That he was going to be the MVP.
Just because he saw that one highlight of him against Real Madrid. Oh, he did that again. MVP, man. This is the level of intelligence.
And guess what? I'll even humble myself and say I thought Chukwueze would be a little bit of an upgrade over Macias, and I was wrong. I thought Chukwueze could have been an upgrade over Macias. This fucking UPS delivery driver is better than Chukwueze. Holy fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Even I thought Chukwueze would be an upgrade in that position, and he wasn't.
As soon as when I did the research on Chukwueze, when I found out that he wasn't like a primary starter in the national team, I mean, I thought that was pretty much the telling right there. But yeah, Macias turned out to be more important and a better player. Chukwueze has qualities. It's just that I don't know. I mean, how did he fail at Fulham?
Bro, how the fuck is Suso still the best right winger we've had in 20 years? How the fuck is Suso still the best right wing we had in 20 years, bro? Holy shit.
Now, I did also read that Chukwueze is being linked to Bologna, so it looks like he is going to be going to Bologna, maybe. So that's what the reports are saying.
Oh, he's going to score on us next season when we play Bologna then.
I hope so. I hope he scores a hat-trick. I really do. Fuck. I'm praying he does. Musa really had a bad season with Atalanta, did not do much. So he's coming back. But it looks like they're going to send him out again. Milan Post. Let me see what's going on here.
Looks like Rabiot's Inter's interested in Rabiot.
No, bro, stop this shit, man.
No shit. It just
Inter and
fucking
Napoli.
Inter getting Rabiot, fucking Inter getting Liberali, fucking dude.
Oh, here we go. The pose. Look at him.
Okay, bro.
Between yesterday and today, Cardinale Ibrahimovic and several collaborators have been making constant calls, video meetings, and in-person talks with sporting directors, potential new CEOs, coaches, and scouts. Milan urgently need to fill the power vacuums. So before you guys joined, I was saying, so these links like Ragnick and Pochettino, why even approach these guys when they won't be available for over a month?
No, it's the same thing, Roy. We make our decisions in August, bro. So there's no time to put anything in place. There's no time to develop any type of chemistry or camaraderie or nothing. It's just throw it all together in the dying moments of the summer and pray that it pans out, bro. Again.
Yeah. And, I was also saying, look at, like, Inter has already started working. Inter, they already started. They already started the race. They already putting down, they already renewed Kivu. They already know who their targets are. They already have an idea of what they want from the team. They're being linked to big players.
Oh, my Lord.
There's no way. There's zero chance.
Modric, you think Modric is really going to retire at the end of the World Cup?
I think so. Why not? Why wouldn't?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Unless
it makes sense.
Madrid brings him back. That's the only option.
it makes sense for him to retire. Then, like, that's the perfect moment for him to end his career.
So playing with those players in that environment would make you want to retire too.
Yeah, right. Honestly, I don't know. I don't see why he would want to. What's the purpose of him doing another season? Like he did this season in particular because of the World Cup.
I think
And-
I think Redbird, Gary, and these guys they either drink children's blood or like do sex traffic. Like they have such bad like voodoo curse on them. Modric, the nicest, kindest, most professional guy, broke his fucking face and died and ended his career here, like abruptly. Like I think Gary has demons around him, bro. Like our club is cursed.
Andoni spoke last week with Iglitare, Fulani or Moncada before later holding talks with other members of the management. What? So they were talking to this guy before Allegri was sacked?
So they
Ariola-
nerfed the end of our season like they did every other season. Like, why do they keep doing this? They're so unprofessional, dude. They have no patience. This stuff always gets out. So I guarantee that got around. That got around to Allegri, got around to the player. Everyone knew about everything. And it
Yeah.
fucking derailed the whole
Yeah.
last quarter of our season.
And this is what I told fucking Red John. I said, look,
So unprofessional.
every winter, as soon as winter of the market comes on, these guys fuck up the way they manage the market. They start talking shit, reports coming out, people start finding out shit, and all of a sudden the team completely loses motivation because they don't want to fight for the team anymore. And it's very possible this is true what you said. But Allegri found out. He was like, it just breaks the environment. Also, there was a report of Iglitare coming out of Milanello in tears. Igli, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you at all. We all knew you were being hired just to be a scapegoat. How the fuck did you not know that? If I know it 3,000 miles away from you, that you're just being hired to be a scapegoat and that they're going to probably fire you, most likely fire you if things didn't go away. You're going to be the first one to be fired. How the fuck did you not know? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think that's fair because I think anybody
Balkans crying makes me happy.
Oh, we lost Nico. Balkans crying makes you happy. What has being Italian... I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, Nico, you were saying? Nico, are you there?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I had an echo on my end, so I just had to reconnect. Now, I was saying that I don't feel bad for any of these people that's agreed to sign up for Milan to work under Jerry. I mean, they're big boys. They're not kids. They know what they're signing up for. It's no secret.
Yeah, like it was so obvious that he was going to be used as a scapegoat.
I think it's a bit of their ego that takes over. Like, well, I got a big ego. I can do something at Milan. I can be heard and change things around and shit.
Yeah.
But reality, that's not the case.
Inter are plotting a double midfield signing this summer. The Serie A giants are pushing to land both Curtis Jones from Liverpool and Roma midfielder Manu Kone as they look to reshape their squad. I don't know who Curtis Jones is. Manu Kone was one of the best midfielders in Serie A.
Yeah. Kone is nice.
I don't think they're going to get Kone. I really doubt it.
Yeah,
I don't know the situation with the other guy.
Yeah, I can't imagine Gasperi wanting to let Kone go.
Yeah, in Roma right now in the Champions League, they're going to need their best players. I find that one difficult. I do see Inter getting the players that emerged from the other teams that did not make European or Champions League, like Palestra, or like I don't know, whatever other players in Serie A that look good this year, but are not in the top four.
Like
Or maybe
Rabiot. Yeah,
Rabiot
Rabiot.
could be. Rabiot could
Yeah.
be one. I don't know if Rabiot's going to stay. You know?
Why would he stay? According to a lot of people, he orchestrated that fight with his France team to work to play for Allegri primarily.
Yeah,
He
Rabiot
forced
might.
himself out.
Yeah, Rabiot might follow Allegri, or he might just. Rabiot is a guy that he has no allegiance to anybody. He only has his allegiances to his mommy, and that's it. So he's going to do whatever he wants. Rabiot, I could see going to Inter. Yeah. Anguissa, since he's going to be on a free, could be the kind of signing that Inter does, because those are the kind of signings that Inter have.
Dude,
have
imagining Issa and Rabiot on the same team.
Yeah,
Holy
that'd be a
shit.
very strong midfield.
Very strong. That's a
A lot of muscle there, and they already have, quality with Sucic, Çalhanoğlu, Barella, and Zelinski. You add the muscle of Anguissa and Rabiot in there. That's good stuff. If they do it, we'll see. If Jerry and Ibra have 5% brain cells, they should hire Albertini as a DS with full authority, then let him cook. I agree. Albertini will be great. I'm a fan of that name. We're becoming Red Bull if he comes. Ragnick. I just don't see the Ragnick thing because Austria is in the World Cup, right?
It is. Yeah, I think so.
So what? The World Cup starts in
Couple weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, we already need to be going, bro. We need to start We need to start this shit today. We needed to start this shit yesterday. So in 2 weeks, the World Cup starts. I don't. Maybe Austria goes through or doesn't go through. I don't know what the groups looks like, but it could end up turning out to be 5 weeks until the guy is available. That's not doable. That's not doable. I don't think that's going to happen. Never Pochettino. We're already seen the Ragnick project at Man U. Now let's do it with less money. Right. Come raccontato ieri su Planes, è uno dei candidati principali ad assumere il ruolo da direttore sportivo del Milan Longo. Who is this Planes guy? I forget.
Yeah, I don't know either. No clue.
Yeah. Now Kush is saying that Maldini should return.
Fuck off. No, sorry. No, listen. Fuck off. Seriously, Kush. Anybody else thinks that's the case? They're sitting there protecting, especially Kush, who's protects Jerry at all costs for obvious reasons, which is fine. But now you're saying Maldini should come back. Maldini will never come back under any circumstances.
Yeah.
For what? To work with Ibra, the snake, and Jerry the way he was thrown out?
And I think Maldini also understands that it's a dead-end road. It's just a dead-end road. I don't know. Listen, I really hope that... My hope is that eventually it can happen some way or the other, but it's a long shot. Ragnick wants to bring his own team and coach, all foreigners with no experience in calcio. Serie A as a culture and style is way different, and San Siro's atmosphere is very difficult. Yeah. Now, this doesn't mean that Serie A is the best or whatever, but it's just what you said. The culture and the style is just very different from what you get to see in the other leagues. It's more unique for one reason or the other. And it's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of statistics. This is what the stats have been saying for the past 130 years. Germany has been a league where a lot of foreign coaches have success. Spain has been a league where a lot of foreign coaches have success. England has been a league where only foreign coaches have success. Italy is the opposite. Italy is a league that foreign coaches and foreign entities just have not had much success. There's very few were able to do it. And if you're going to do that, you need to be a very strong infrastructure. Berlusconi, who was the apex of strong infrastructures, he tried with Tabares and Tarim. It did not work. He got he got the Scudetto with Zaccheroni, guys. With Zaccheroni, Zaccheroni is like I don't know, is maybe what is Zaccheroni? Who can we compare Zaccheroni to today? Maybe Zaccheroni is compared to shit. I don't even know. But Zaccheroni is not a guy that was winning trophies left and right. You know? It's just that you got to understand. You need to understand the culture. You need to understand how to speak to the media. You need to understand the kind of pressures that you get in Italy. It's just different. It's just different. You need to know the language. You need to know the language. And as far as Fabregas goes, in their situation, you know, they've been working at it. But again, Como is another team that whether you finish the season 4th or 7th, they're going to throw a parade at you. If they would have finished 8th, they would have thrown a parade at you. This is completely different. It's a total different beast. The Milan fans will not where we know where we used to where Milan is in history, one of the biggest teams in the world. Unless we're up there with Real Madrid, fans are not going to be relaxed. With Como, it doesn't even come close to that. Bournemouth, it doesn't even come close to that. For us, it's either we're up there with Real Madrid and Real Madrid is below us, or get the fuck out. It's really that simple. With Como, you can finish 8th, you can finish 6th, you can finish 7th, you can finish 10th, 11th. As long as you finish in the Serie A, the fans are going to give you a big parade, and as a coach, you're going to be called a genius.
Yeah, if they win a Scudetto here and there, that's just one of those things.
Yeah, if they win a Scudetto, my God, I mean, they're fucking
blow up.
they're going to make him into a saint, Fabregas. So it's a completely different scenario. What has being Italian achieved us for right now, though? I don't know what you mean. What do you know what you mean by that?
I guess you're asking about the coach Italiano, maybe, or maybe I'm wrong. What has being Italian? What's I guess the Italian core?
What has being Italian achieved us so far right now?
Well, we don't have an Italian core, so it hasn't done jack shit.
Yeah, the last time we had somewhat of an Italian core was when Maldini was around. I mean, it wasn't, we had we had Florenzi, we had Gabbia, we had Maldini, we had Romagnoli, we had Mirante. They weren't, it wasn't a super core, Tonali, of course. It wasn't a super core, but it was a group there. We had Maldini.
They all played their roles. They all knew what their roles were.
Yeah, they all played their roles, and they respected the roles. Tonali was a key player. Florenzi had his key moments. Romagnoli in the locker room was very important. Gabbia had his moments. Then ever since we completely abandoned the Italian core thing, things have gone to shit. How would you guys fancy Italiano as the coach? I like Italiano. I like what he's done with Bologna. I like his style of football. I think
he's going to be a pushover too much for Ibra. That's the thing. Ibra's too much for him. That's what I'm afraid of. Whatever he's going to try to do to achieve, it's going to be just roadblocked by Ibra or the sporting director, whoever else is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's two coaches in particular right now that are up and coming in Italy. One of them is Italiano, and the other one is Palladino. Coaches that have done really well and probably will soon eventually be coaching bigger teams. The thing is, like, I wouldn't want to waste them on Milan. Like, the thing is, like, if these guys fail at Milan, then they kind of become forgotten and they kind of lose a lot of their steam. I mean, look at Thiago Motta, guys. Thiago Motta, before Juventus, was literally considered a genius, like the best coach coming up ever. You know, the best coach since he's the new Conte, the new Ancelotti, the new this, the new that. One bad season with Juventus,
Done.
no, nobody rates him anymore.
Uh-huh.
And I'm scared that Italiano and Palladino might face this kind of destiny if they join Milan. That's why I'm not so. That's why I'd rather have a Conte. Because if Conte fails at Milan, nothing changes with Conte. We all know that Conte is already a winner. That's why I would rather bring pedigree coaches at Milan. Let's see. Milan are on cruise control without a pilot. No senior management available in Casa Milan. They're drifting to the unknown. Yes, that's a great
The abyss.
analogy. Thoughts on Ragnick demanding the powers before signing? Yeah, I mean, at that point, just hire Maldini then. Right? Like, if Ragnick is saying he wants to be a one-man show, Maldini is saying, no, I never wanted to be a man show. But if that's the case, just hire Maldini. But I agree with what Nico said. You bring in Ragnick, it's going to be like a Red Bull kind of situation. It's just there's not going to be any Milanismo. It's going to be a Moneyball operation, essentially.
I mean, hey, you know,
foreign players.
People like that don't know how to navigate through the systems, right? What players are like the coaches? They don't know the coaches in Serie C. You know, they don't know the scouts. They don't know anything. They don't know the environment, the little things.
Yeah, of course. Those nuances there are so important. Chukwueze's black Casillo. Casillo was maybe even better, I would say, than Chukwueze. As bad as Casillo was. Correct, Roy. Red John has a hard-on Chukwueze. MVP. Did you hear that Ibra has invested 40 million? That's why he didn't get sacked? Yep, that's right. We spoke about that. Just got home. I hope you are all aware of what's being discussed. Disbanding the Futuro entirely and moving Kurowski to the first team. Disaster. Just disaster move. There you go. That's how they build. You want to see? You want to see how they build? Look at the Futuro. That's exactly how they build. The Futuro, a failed experiment. This is what they want to build. This is how they build. And who was in charge of that? Ibra.
And it could have been saved if they would have just given Abate that job, like he wanted it. Let him run it. It could have been saved, I think.
100%. 100%.
So simple. Huh.
Yeah, we saw that. We spoke about it. About Kush and Maldini coming back. I'll be back one day, Fanino, hopefully as well. Lab Gorilla taking a break from AC Milan. Don't blame him.
He's a full-blown Romanista.
Right. Kush has this idea of Cardinale and Maldini patching things up. Listen, I think if there's a way to do that, it'd be great. It'd be fantastic. If there is a path, if that path is impossible, but there's a possibility, I would love that to happen. I don't know what needs to happen for that to happen. I don't know if Jared...
The first thing was what Jared said, to admit he was wrong and apologize. That's the first step. And with anything else, but instead he offers them a stake in Milan. It's like that's like a spit in the face. Like, I'm not going to let you come back to make any decisions, but hey, you can have a stake in the club.
Yeah, he would have to apologize. I don't even care if he does it publicly or not. Honestly, I don't
No.
care.
Just apologize. Yeah.
If he just calls him and apologize, I would be happy with that. I don't need to. I don't need him to do it publicly. I don't care. If he does it publicly, I'll have respect for him. But he would need to apologize, and he would also need to treat Milan not like Tottenham.
Just like with respect.
Yeah, I think Maldini understands that this model that they want to continue to do and execute it's a model that will never allow Milan to really be Milan. It's a model that is always going to keep Milan just 1 inch underwater. The head is always going to be underwater. It'll never come out. So I think two things need to happen. He needs to change his strategy and be a little bit more ambitious, and then give the keys to Maldini and let Maldini cook. Just let him cook. Let the guy cook. So, and Maldini's going to make mistakes. That's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. But I think that's the only way to solve this. Yeah. I don't see any other way. I really hope that can happen, but unfortunately, the chances of that happening are...
It's slipping away with every season, Roy. Every season that comes by, and Jerry making the same mistakes, even worse mistakes, not learning from his mistakes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he doubles down on his mistakes.
Him coming out saying, "I really want to win. That's just how it is. Yes.
This guy, dude, is going to fail this rebuild, and then after he fails it, he's going to do it again. He's going to come and tell us how he's going to take things in his hands and he's going to rebuild again. It's going to just keep on happening. Tari accepted Milan's offer without having full authority. That's on Tari. Yeah, I blame Tari. Tari accepted that position. He didn't do his research. We all knew that Furlani would have done things on his own. Furlani is a psychopath. Furlani is never a psychopath, just a psychopath that wanted the toy all for himself. I can't believe anybody gave Furlani even a chance. My God.
And Ibra's not off on a good start either. Ibra looks he may be even fucking worse than Furlani.
Yeah. Right.
That's the scary thing.
Ibra is another one.
I mean, Ibra, at least Furlani was focused just on Milan, right? I guess whatever that worked out. But Ibra's got his hands in his other businesses, the World Cup broadcasting. He's buying a fifth division EPL team with another English heavyweight boxer,
Fury.
So, like, how do you find time in a day to focus on the club?
Yeah, I think Ibra is a little bit more. He likes to talk rather than walk. While Furlani was more, he liked to walk. Unfortunately, his walk was all fucked. But there's no way Ibra can juggle all of these things. No way. But Furlani wanted the thing all for himself. He wanted to do the market. He wanted to take care of the books. He wanted to be He just had this thing that he needed to take Maldini's position and be the king of a toy. He could not stand the fact that he had to walk in a room with Maldini on his side and Maldini would get all the attention. He could not stand that shit. Incredible. Getting gains at the gym now, bros. We'll hop on after. Good job. Well done. Hakan vindicated. Ciao ragazzi. Hallelujah. Maldini's still alive to tell or become tales about our club. Hallelujah for that. That's all the positive thing comes to my mind right now. Yes, he's coaching Austrian World Cup. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow. Pointless. It's pointless to ask these people to come and coach Milan when they're going to be available in 5 weeks. I'm assuming the U.S. is going to go through the group stages. I mean,
It's fair to say. Yeah, at least that.
right? And they might even get to the quarterfinals. So what is that? 2 months? No. What is that? 6 weeks? 7
It's long.
weeks?
It's long enough, regardless.
Right? So yeah, these links must be either they're fake, or again, we just have really stupid, dumb owners and people in charge.
Okay, say
It's one
some
the
of them
other.
are fake. Some of them have to be true at least.
I don't know, but I mean, what are you calculating? You're like, yeah, Ragnick, come and work for Milan, but show up in 6 weeks. Pochettino, come and coach Milan. See you in 7 weeks. What? Austria has to play Argentina, Algeria, and Jordan. Okay, so they have a really good chance of going through.
Yeah, with Algeria and Jordan, for sure.
Yeah. Algeria is tough, but Austria is tough too. Jordan, I think, is going to be easier. Argentina, obviously, the favorites. But, yeah, Austria has a very good chance to go through. Christian's most bought and paid for this thing. Yeah, this thing, this 360 thing with Maldini is crazy. Zaccheroni, Gasperini, no. Gasperini is much better than Zaccheroni. Even though Zaccheroni won a Scudetto and Gasperini didn't, Gasperini is way more consistent than Zaccheroni. Zaccheroni was a hit and a miss. I don't know who to compare him to, honestly. Yeah, I can't. I don't know who to compare him to. Honestly, I can't. I can't think of anybody.
That's a tough one. Tick tick tick.
Maybe. Who was the guy that used to coach Napoli and Genoa and Sampdoria? Don't know. Baroy, I understand that Fabregas with Milan players would win titles. I have no problem with Como throwing a parade. They just came from Serie B. Fabregas in the environment of Milan would not win any titles, brother. You think if the Milan players were at Como, I don't know. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't know if that's what you're saying. But Roy, I understand that Fabregas with Milan players would win titles.
Nah, not at all. I don't think so. Nope. For a lot of reasons.
I think with Milan right now, very difficult to win anybody to win titles. No, he wouldn't. What you on about? Fabregas changing the game. What? Fabregas changing the game? Right? He fucking plays Rondo for 90 minutes. He against us, he played Rondo for 90 minutes, and we scored 3 goals on him.
That's what I'm saying.
The guy fucking just played Rondo for.
There's no coach that is doing anything revolutionary. If you look at the history of football, it's been done before. They just add new layers to it, right? Just like an onion, just new layers.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't do it. Listen, what is special is Como. Okay, special story. Como, the owners are super rich. They're giving him the players, but like the football that he's playing ain't. It's just the usual tiki taka Rondo for 90 minutes, and whatever. Like we with our shit ass football, we scored 3 goals on him. Eber wants a push over coach so he can interfere in his work. That's so he can't so he can interfere. That's why he would choose a younger over an experienced one. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible knowing Ibra that he has that kind of mentality. He wants to be the boss. No, this would be insane.
Yeah.
Kirovsky is a backup plan for the DS position.
What?
That would be
He's got to pass. I don't
insane.
think he even has his fucking DS. He's got to
doesn't
take
have
the.
the license.
He's got to take. He's got to get his license. Last time I checked, the dude failed it. Imagine that. I mean, I've heard rumors that they're looking to move him up. He's getting promoted to what? I have no idea. Shit. He fails and you get a promotion.
Right? This guy completely failed his duties with the Milan Futuro. Just got relegated, then stayed relegated. No players coming from to the first team. We lost our best players, and now the guy is being promoted. Guys.
Dude, what take Voss, right? Who was just everybody was expecting big things. He totally disappeared off the map. One of them. So many other players. That's just one out of many.
I can't. There's all of them. All of them disappeared. Like there's no what, guys. I'm looking at. I follow the youth national. People that know me, they know that I follow the youth national team religiously. From the U16 to the U17, the U19, the U20, the U21. Guys, there are no Milan players in any of those teams. I mean, there's maybe one or two. The U16 team that just won the UEFA Developmental Cup, there's no Milan players. The U17 Euro that started right now, there's no Milan players. In the U21 B, it's essentially a B team. There's only one Milan player, the goalkeeper, Toriani. In the U21, in the senior team, which is all the U21 players, essentially, there's only Bartesaghi. So, and then I haven't seen the U19s yet, and I haven't seen the other teams. So basically, out of 4 national teams, there's Toriani, Bartesaghi, and that's it.
Dude, that's sad, Roy. That says it all.
Yeah. And this guy wants to get a fucking promotion.
All of us said he was at LA Galaxy. He destroyed that club, right? They were like, if anybody, for MLS standards, they were a pretty decent franchise, right?
Yeah.
For a minute, he got canned. He lost his job. They threw him. They just threw him out. And that's the guy Ibra decided to bring in.
Yeah. I just read something quite funny. I'm going to get there. Actually, let me go there right now. Kirovsky must have some Epstein shit on Ibra.
Maybe he does.
All right, so where were we here? So basically Desna is talking about Pochettino. Un elemento interessante è il forte rapporto professionale con Ramon Planes, ex direttore sportivo del Barcellona, che potrebbe entrare anche nei piani. So Pochettino as a coach and Ramon Planes, ex DS of Barcelona. L'ipotesi è che se il Milan dovesse puntare su Pochettino potrebbe affiancargli il proprio piano. So those two, that combo. Again, this is strange to me because Can someone tell me who USA is playing?
So let's bring up this U.S. men's national team schedule. All right. So let's go to the World Cup. They're playing Paraguay in the first game.
Okay.
Australia and Turkey. Those are the 3 matches.
Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. They should go. I mean, it's not an easy group, honestly.
I mean, they're playing Paraguay at home. If they were playing Paraguay in away, like in those friendlies they usually play in those other games, it's tough, right? With the field and shit, the conditions.
Yeah. They should go through. They
should go through. The only tough game is Turkey.
Turkey, yeah. Those are the two. And when is the last game? What
June
date?
25th.
June 25th. What?
Yes, sir. It's almost that's about a month away,
Yeah, that's a month away.
give or take.
So if you're gonna go through, add another week or 2 weeks.
Let's say 2 weeks to that. We're talking about July. We're moving into,
Yeah, this can't be true. I really doubt this is true.
and
But
like
Romano is saying it.
so, and Milan's playing in friendlies too, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, who's going to be coaching that?
Right? Who's gonna?
Fucking Ibra. Ibra's going to throw in his coaching. He's going to be coaching the sidelines.
Yeah, Ibra's gonna be coach.
Knowing his ego, he thinks he could probably coach the team.
Yeah, he probably does. He's probably trying to convince Jay right now.
I mean, he technically could. They don't. He doesn't need a license. They'll just get fined.
Yeah. Right. Fuck. Positive first approaches between AC Milan and Mauricio Pochettino, who's open to work in Serie A. Nah, this makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense. Even so, say if they hire Poach, say if it's true. So how could Poach and Ragnick work when Ragnick wants his own people? That doesn't make. That's from a logical point.
No, it would be one or the other for
One
sure.
or the other. It's either bringing Ragnick and he's bringing everybody in from stuff, or you're bringing Poach and then you put the other pieces together.
And both of them aren't going to be available for most likely 6 to 7 weeks.
Yeah, until July. See July.
Either, guys, this is completely fake news, or we're really dealing with people that are even dumber than we think.
I think they're just dumber than we think.
It just gets worse and worse, dude. It's like, you really think these guys hit the bottom of a barrel dumb, and then you find out, no, there's more levels to it. Fuck. Martina Fulani might be linked in their... Red John as well is somewhere in the family tree. Roy, check Skeet, I'm done with this club. What else did he write? Arsenal have reached an agreement. Oh no, that's a long time ago. Daniele De Rossi is set to extend his contract with Genoa until 2028. Okay, good for De Rossi.
Yeah, gets to build something there.
Crystal Palace and Bayern Leverkusen are pushing to try to sign Andoni Iraola as new coach. Crystal Palace plan B is Frank Lampard. Listen, if I was Areola, I would suggest to him either go to Bayer Leverkusen or stay in England. If Italy comes calling, don't come to Milan. Just don't come. It's not going to be good for you. Like I'm telling for your own sake, don't come to Milan. Yeah, you're not going to finish in 6th at Milan like you did with Bournemouth. Ain't gonna cut it. They're gonna want your head. And also, yeah, reports are saying that they're not going to spend big. They're not going to be looking at. They basically want to do a rebuild and kind of start over again, get young players and do all of this. That means that, you're not going to be finishing in the top positions.
Roy, also you got to think of his family too. He's got his wife, he's got his kids. Does he want to pull his kids out of England where they're comfortable? The wife's got a big say as well, right? And she says, you can stay in England and make probably more money.
Yeah, of course. He's going to they're giving him way more money and also
more stability.
And he's not going to get his, the fans are going to be happy with him. Even at Bournemouth, let's say he doesn't, what he finished 5th or 6th? No, 6th. Or 7th, I don't know, whatever. He finished in one of the, either Europa League or Conference. Even if he stays at Bournemouth and he finishes out of the Conference, as long as he stays in the Premier League, fans are going to be happy. So he needs to be in an environment where he can work relaxed and then eventually get a big job in England. Wait until Liverpool comes calling, or Chelsea, or Manchester United. Bro, don't come to Milan. They're going to eat your head, brother. They're going to sack you in December, and all that clout that you had built for yourself is going to disappear overnight.
Then a pissed off wife too. The
Pissed off
missus not going
wife. Oh my
to be
God.
sleeping on the couch for 8 months.
It is BS when people say that Furlani is a Milan fan. If he was such a Milan fan as people claimed him to be, then why was he being such an idiot and effed with Maldini? What a load of BS. No, listen, Kim, he can be a Milan fan. It's okay to be. I mean, apparently he was a Milan fan, but being a Milan fan doesn't, when I guess when it comes to power and money, being a Milan fan is not very important. You know? Roy Carmen's a bitch. The way Maldini was fired due to Furlani was fired on his birthday. That's right. There you go. That is crazy, huh? He was fired on his birthday. Damn, I don't think... I wonder what he does next, Furlani. He got a fat check, 10 million.
Well, I know he activated his LinkedIn premium account. He's looking for work. He's actively looking.
Are you sure? Are you?
Yeah, I saw it the other day. He activated it. Yeah, I can see it.
No way. There you go, guys. You guys need to hire a portfolio manager.
Furlani's your guy.
Available. Mazzarri. Yeah, Mazzarri kind of reminds me of Zaccheroni. Good job, Hans. Mazzarri is the one I was thinking of. Walter Mazzarri. Yep. He kind of reminds. He was that kind. A coach that can get, a coach that is right there on the verge of winning something, but really struggles. Zaccheroni was able to cross that line. Yeah, Mazzarri was who I was thinking of. Fabregas run the ball seems to work overall in Serie A. Vono. I mean, it worked for him right now. Como. I don't know. I mean, I think at Milan, Fabregas would have been sacked very, very fast. I think at Milan, the only way to get results at Milan was to play that shit football that Allegri was playing. But you had to fucking just put 11 players. Not 11 players. No, he exaggerated. But you had to play with Gabbia, Tomori, and Pavlovic in defense. You couldn't have had one of those guys on the bench. Maybe you could have done a 3-4-3 and be a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more courageous. But it had to be a situation where defense was important because Milan in the previous years was getting their asses kicked. I mean, at the end of the day, we never know. Maybe Fabregas could have done well. Who knows? It's just opinions. Serie A is being mocked for not moving with the current times with these managers recycling. So... this story here about managers being recycled, what does this mean? Like, what do you mean by it? I don't get it. Like, why? I'm seeing, this is the English media. The Italian media is not saying this, obviously, probably because it's Italy. But I'm seeing the English media talk about this. I don't know who brought it up. I think Rohit brought it up, and now Kush is bringing it up, and other guys are bringing it up. That coaches are being recycled. But what is this? What do you mean? It's like these are the coaches in Italy. Like who
I think that's the case in a lot of leagues too.
Yeah, I mean, if Sarri is available, why not hire Sarri? If Conte is available, why not hire Conte? If Allegri is available, and you want to, torture yourself, why not hire Allegri? If these are all, Italy has, really good coaches. We don't have good infrastructure that can build top teams because Italy is poor as shit. Did you see that the team in England that gets relegated gets 150 million?
Yeah, what was that team that got relegated? That got promoted a few years ago. That was the big Luton. Yeah, Luton. Luton was a few years ago. I don't know where they're at now, but that was the big story a couple years. I remember how much money they made. It was the big story when they got promoted to the EPL.
Yeah, they make tons of money. Like
Tons, dude. They get paid more for getting promoted than La Liga gets paid for winning
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That tells you everything you need to
And
know.
Italy is even worse. In
Yeah.
Italy, winning the league and qualifying for the Champions League is less money than getting relegated in England.
Dude, they're playing by a different set of rules.
And these guys, the English, cried on the street, "Wah, we don't want the Super League. Wah, wah." What the fuck? You are the Super League. Let's see. Personally, I agree with him. But, I mean, okay, Fabregas soon is going to leave, yeah? Fabregas soon is going to leave. He's going to probably go to a bigger team. Who is Como going to hire? Is Como going to hire Areola? I don't know. I mean,
I could see him hiring a Spanish coach
they could hire a Spanish
to
coach.
keep that same system. Yeah.
But I don't see this narrative of this whole recycling coaches as a bad thing. Like, I just don't see it. Like, why is it a bad thing?
Look, if you got young coaches coming up that are worth their salt, they're actually worth it. Then yeah, but that's not the case. There's no next level genius coach coming out of Serie B or Futuro that should be getting any big job.
Yeah, and those coaches are going to slowly come up the ranks. Like Grosso did well in Serie B, now he's at Sassuolo, and now Grosso is going to get an opportunity with Fiorentina. Palladino had his course, now we'll see where Palladino ends up. Italiano, we'll see where Italiano ends up. But like, these are good coaches. Why, if they're available, why not hire them? Why would you want to bet on coaches that have not proven, that don't have a track record, right? I don't understand this narrative that is being brought up in the English media. Maybe someone can explain it to me better. Like right now, if I'm thinking about Milan, I'm the guy that, if I want results, I'm thinking Conte.
That's the only guy.
Yeah.
That's the only option. Good. But we know that's going to go. Ibra didn't want him in the first place last season. Why would he want him now?
Yeah, Conte is very full aware of the situation in Milan. I'm sure he is. Conte was actually, I saw him with De Laurentiis, and I saw a big no. I saw they were basically doing a press conference together, and De Laurentiis said that, according to him, according to De Laurentiis, if Napoli didn't have all those injuries, they would have won the Scudetto. And Conte said, no, I disagree. We need to give merits to the winners. Inter won it because they deserved it. Maybe even if we didn't have those injuries, we would have maybe not even made the Champions League. Who knows? But for me, he stood on his own principles, and he went against the owner, right? The ideas of the owner, in a friendly way, in a respectful way. Right? These are the kind of things that are not going to fly at Milan. You say something like that, Redbird gets offended, and
Easily offended.
but it was very. It says a lot about Conte that
He's a professional.
he gave respect. He shows his integrity. Shows that he has respect. He's not a fucking sore loser, essentially. So that's good for him.
What's Spalletti up to nowadays? What's the story with him?
Yeah, it looks like Spalletti is going to stay with Juventus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And Bologna, I don't know. Maybe Palladino's going to go to Bologna. Maybe. I'm really curious to see where Palladino goes. And then who else you have? Atalanta Sarri, that's going to be good. Lazio Gattuso.
That's an odd one.
That is an odd one. Gattuso Lotito. That's a crazy combination.
Good lord.
But Lazio this time is going to be able to do their market, so maybe it's going to be better. Did the other channels apologize to you yet? No, they're never going to apologize, bro. I'm not even waiting for that. I'm not losing sleep on that. Australia has Alessandro Circati from Parma as the centre back. Very good player, and he is captain. Okay. Good luck to Australia at the World Cup. Poch and Pulisic don't get along great either, I think. Okay. That's not good. Fulani will be next DS of Inter. Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
Right. Pochettino gave a direct no when asked if he had met with Milan, but when asked if it was representatives that were Milan, more representatives, it may be possible because they need to do their job.
That was reported by ESPN originally, I think. But why would Poch? I think Poch is smart enough not to discuss any other future jobs with the World Cup now too.
Yeah.
He's gonna wait till after the World Cup to say anything.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Like Milan can't afford to wait 7 weeks, or what if they go to the quarterfinals? Or wait, now there's like what 60 million teams in the World Cup. So how many round of playoffs are there going to be? I think there's an extra round of playoffs now.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, they keep adding more teams every year, more countries. Shit, the next World Cup is going to be insane too.
Yeah, so I don't know how many group of playoffs are going to be, but what if, let's say it's the usual, and he goes to the quarterfinals? That's 8 weeks. Nah, this has to be fake news. No way. Milan plan to invest heavily in youth as well as building a competitive squad, and that is the type of project appeals to Pochettino. No way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We always say we finish our contract in July after the World Cup. Of course, that we have approaches, and of course, I met some people, different clubs, but that is a conversation because we have friends in football. We have friends everywhere. My representatives work for me to try to find the best possibility for the future. This is normal. Now, listen, again, either this is fake news or the people that are working for Milan are just really dumb. We need a coach tomorrow that starts planning tomorrow, because our competitors, that's what they're doing. Nobody in Italy is looking for a coach that is already in the World Cup. Lazio already have their coach. Atalanta already has their coach. Spalletti, Juventus already has their coach. Roma already has their coach. Napoli, it looks like they're going to go for Allegri. It looks like that's actually, as far as I'm concerned, it's a done deal because Romano said it was a done deal. So I think it's a done deal. Inter has their coach. So what, we're going to wait 7, maybe potentially 8 weeks before the coach comes and start doing his job? So again, either this is fake news or the people that are running Milan are dumber than we think.
Yeah, Roy, think of anything else. Not even the coaching position. All the other open spots that they have too.
Yeah, because
there's nothing.
You mean like what, the staff of the coach and those kind of positions?
The staff, the SD, fucking Moncada's position. Who's the head of scouting?
Yeah.
Fuck, they have nothing. There's no infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what, you're going to wait 7 weeks to figure all of this out? Nah, it can't be true. I refuse to believe it. Abate Tucum is a good shot. I like that. That could be a good shot. Abate is a very interesting coach.
Yeah, it's too bad he never got a chance to be kind of pulled up through the Milan system like the Kiva was with Inter.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember even watching his training sessions, and I liked it a lot, man. I was like, damn, this is good stuff. This is really good. I can see why the players like playing for him. He's very. I liked it. And I don't know what did he do in Serie B. No, what did he do in Serie C when he went to Serie C? Did he get promoted or what? Or I don't know.
I don't know either. I know he was coaching well for a bit.
Yeah, and he then almost got promoted this year. He got to the playoffs in Serie B, but he didn't cross the line. Wasn't able to cross the line.
He's gonna be in Serie A in a few years.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Shit. Maybe some team might even hire him this year. Who knows? Some like bottom of the table team. Because he's he's garnering a good reputation for himself. And with the youth, with the Milan youth, he was fantastic.
It took them to they were one game they got to the final.
He got to a semi-final and then a final.
Finals and
Something
lost
that nobody else has ever done.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think I'm not positive about this, but I think he also won the U16 Scudetto with Milan. I don't know for sure. Let me check. I do not know for sure.
He led to reach the league final and lost to Roma. Okay, there you go.
What was it?
He reached the league final, lost to Roma
With which team?
with the U16.
With a U16. Okay.
Right.
I
He got
wonder
into the final.
who won the year Camarda won the U16. I wonder who the coach was. It wasn't him.
I don't think so. Maybe.
It was against Fiorentina. I don't see it here. Yeah. Abate captain. Oh no, this is his playing career, managerial career.
Mistake. Kamada hit four. Coach Baldo. I don't know what that was.
Dude, Ternana. Ternana fired him, and then the next day hired him again because he wasn't playing the boss's son.
They had won it back in 2023, right? U16.
The U16, I can't remember. It was I think it was before the Scudetto.
Oh, okay. What the fuck is this coming up? According to Wikipedia, which is pretty accurate, looks like that was the Italy U16. Ah, okay. That was never mind.
Let's see. AC Milan U16.
That's the 8.
I wonder who the coach was there. I don't know. Francisco Camarda, let's see what year it was. Okay, youth, where he grew during his first during his time in the okay. Doesn't
20
say.
goals. Let's get the coach. Who was the coach?
I don't see it. I remember the game. It was against Fiorentina. He scored a header. And I think Liberali gave him the pass. It was Liberali and Camarda.
I saw the highlights of Liberali the other day. Fucking hell. That kid.
Highlights of what?
Of Liberali. That goal they had scored recently.
Against England?
Oof. What a goal.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. You see, back then, that U17 team, this one right here, the 2024 UEFA European Under 17 team, this is when the team still had players that were from the Maldini Massara era. That team had 5 AC Milan players.
Dang.
Now they have 0. They have 0. Nobody. Well, I'm surprised it doesn't say anything about his U16 Scudetto. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. Fabregas is part owner of Como, as he may just stay, I think. And yes, if he leaves, expect someone similar to him because he did well and is part owner. That's right. He is part owner. Also, Thierry Henry is part owner. Milan plan to invest heavily in youth as well as building a competitive squad, and that's the type of project that appeals to Pochettino. Yeah, makes no sense to me. It's the idea of knowing that if you get Conte, you will leave in 2 years guaranteed. Yeah, Conte is not a guy that is going to come and build. He's a guy that comes in, he fucking depletes everybody's energies, and then he's out. 100%. He's not a Fabregas type of coach. He's a bing boom bam, thank you ma'am. One of those kind of guys. Roy, the report suggesting that Massimo Ferrari could be our next CEO. He was a GM for We Build Group, and I believe he is or was board member in Milan. Nothing. Yeah, I saw the Ferrari links. I'm not really sure about him. Milan due correnti in competizione, Calvelli e Cardinale parlano con Ragnick che punta su Glasner e Geisle. L'altra molto forte con Ibra e Kirowski. So basically, the news cycle today is that they are negotiating with people that won't be available for another 6 to 7 weeks. Okay. Incredible.
Amazing.
So, guys, we'll have to wait 6 or 7 weeks before we start coaching the team.
Shit, maybe Kush will coach the team.
Kush, yes. Fuck yeah. Please. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thank you, Kim. Saw a few minutes of Pucci's pod with a guy from San Marino. He has an Italian name, but said Italy's not in it, so I guess Federals. But said Italy is not, so I guess I'll support England. That's funny. Harry Kane. Harry Kane looks good. He looked good with Bayern, man. I got to tell you. You know, he really impressed me with Bayern.
But Bayern is that's a different now. That's such a well-run organization.
Yeah.
Shit, for such a long time.
Yeah, and you see these teams, Bayern, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and well, not so much Manchester United lately, but these teams that have kept on being at the top of football, what is the common denominator? That they maintain their culture. That they maintain what it was that made them big in the first place. They're not steering away from their culture. They're not steering away from their history, from their legacy. That's what they're prioritizing. It's not about money ball and player trading and making money here and there. It's about being respectful to their history and to their legacy and to their identity. That's the common denominator between all these teams. Same thing with Inter. Even though Inter, because of Italy, has financial limitations, Inter is staying true to its identity. What about Juve? Juve has not been true to its identity. Look at what's happening to Juve. Milan not being true to its identity.
Milan doesn't even know what the identity is anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
Every year it changes. So.
Yeah. Abate was at Ternana and whooped our asses down there. Ternana went broke, though, and he misses out on promotion. Then he went to Juve Stabia and was in the playoffs in Serie B this season. There you go.
Wasn't De Roli on that team?
Who?
De Roli,
Zeroli.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, De Roli was on that squad too.
Yeah, that's right. De Rossi went from 18th in Serie B to Roma and now Genoa. I think Abate is more promising. Yeah, I agree. I think so too. Actually, I don't like. There's some things about De Rossi that I don't like. He's a little bit too. In my opinion, he reveres his opponents a little bit too much. A little bit too much reverence for his opponents, especially when he was in Europe. And he was just like kissing the ass of his opponents. It's like, bruh, chill the fuck out. You know, like you have to. Okay, don't fear your opponents, respect your opponents, but don't kiss their ass.
Yeah, there's a certain extent.
Yeah, I think that approach there doesn't sit. It doesn't really translate well to performances on the pitch. When you revere your opponents and you fucking make them so big that then the players, you know, you kind of, it's not good psychology. I saw the documentary on Sir Alex that the other day, and this man didn't win the league after 7 years. After that, he went to win every year. In Italy, we would have, 100% he would have been sacked. He would have been sacked the first year. I mean, we have a similar story with Ancelotti. Ancelotti, when he went to Juve, he finished second. I think by one. He missed the Scudetto by 1 point, and he got sacked. Then he came to Milan and won the Champions League. Gianpaolo should have been given 10 years. Oh yeah, let's get Z in.
All right, listen, fellas, I gotta run.
right,
actually,
bro.
I gotta go. All right, it was good. It was real.
Peace out.
Take care.
Have a good one.
You too.
I can't believe the news from today. Yeah, well, the link is on chat. If anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome. Like and subscribe. Send money to the only channel that is honest with you and deserves your full support. Thank you. Roy, check Sleeper Milan on Old Clan letter about Ibrahimovic. Sleeper Milan. This? Wait. Yeah, breaking news. Allegri is a new Napoli coach. Matthias Jasle is a candidate to become the new AC Milan's coach. I think I don't know who this guy is, but I think he won some trophies in Asia. Maybe it's him. ZZ, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
I can't believe the news that came out today. Like I was traveling the other day when I hopped on. Today I just traveled home this morning. As I'm in the airport, the news about the financial structures of why Ibrahimovic still has the job is crazy. Like,
Okay, explain.
all right, so I believe it was Gazzetta. I forgot who it was, but from a place that actually knows stuff. They said that the question is why did everyone get fired and why does Ibrahimovic still have his job? The reason why he still has his job is because he invested money into Redbird, and that basically when Jerry took over, when he took over Milan, he offered Maldini the ability to invest in the club, and he said no. And the fact that Ibrahimovic has the job is still, even though he's been terrible for how many years now? For the last 2 years, he's been terrible. And I believe it's Stefano Donati, who through Milan News said Maldini's response, I'm gonna just read it quoting, like, we've read in the Friendly Press these days that Cardinale had offered Maldini a stake in AC Milan, which he refused, but Ibrahimovic didn't. Ergo, great Ibrahimovic. The issue needs to be explained carefully. Cardinale had offered Maldini stakes in AC Milan to pay part of his salary. Paolo refused because he saw a conflict of interest with the work he was supposed to be doing. Let me give you an example. Do I spend to strengthen the team, or do I think about my wallet and my stakes? This is yet another demonstration, not that it was needed, of the treasure that Milan had with Maldini as a manager. The good of the team comes first, always, even at the cost of sacrificing his own financial interests. This, honestly, is some of the craziest, like, reality that, like, Ibrahimovic still has a job because he put in, what, 40 million, 50 million, and so now he gets to sit there and create problems with everybody. Let's say he made problems with Allegri. By the way, I'm not like an Allegri fan. Allegri, I
Yeah.
think, messed up too. But what I'm saying is, we still, like, this is the guy who's going to be guiding our coaching search, our sporting director search. He's the one who's going to be commenting. And now we're looking, we saw this just before I hopped on, that there is a conflict between what Jerry and Cavelli or whatever. They want Ranić and the guy from Salzburg who now coaches in Saudi Arabia. And then Kavorsky, the guy who actually relegated our Futuro team when he had the most money in City C, like,
Yeah.
why is he making decisions? So it's so crazy to think that this is how things are being run. Like,
So-
it's bad. It's
So does
bad.
this mean Ibra can never be fired?
I don't know. It means that he's not going to be. It means that it depends on the arrangement, like, I think the question could also be that, the level of control that he has is based upon how much is given by Cardinale, who's the one who owns, he's the primary owner as the guy who runs Redbird. So basically, he can decide whether he wants to listen, and he's deciding Ibrahimovic to be his guy. Like, he's deciding to listen,
And we know Ibra does not put anything in front before himself. Ibra,
I don't know what again, all I know, the only little inside information was from people who had worked with him, and they all just said he was dumb. That's it. So
Yeah, but also from precedents and things that we've seen, he
maybe
puts
it's an
himself
act.
before
Maybe
anything.
you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's an act. I don't know. But, like,
Could be.
to me, forget about that. Let's say Ibrahimovic was the most humble, wonderful guy. Okay, like, let's say he was Albertini, a person I respect.
Yeah.
You'd still have to raise questions, because wasn't all the rumors about Busardo, that agent, making deals with Furlani?
Yeah.
This is worse. Like, this is crazy news. I think I don't think this is being reported as much. I don't think people are covering it as much because it's not as. It's boring. I'll be honest. Like, I know that, like, to regular fans, it's boring to talk about finances and stuff like that. But it's like a crazy. It should be a scandal. But I see it.
No, I think it is a scandal, bro. After what he has done, the fact that they're even thinking about promoting Kivioski, which is an Ibra hire. I guess it explains it. It explains why Ibra is still there.
But
that was the big question.
The question really should be, what has Kavorsky done, or whatever his name is? I'm going to just call him Kavorsky, even though it's wrong. I usually don't like doing that, but whatever. Let's say, what has Kavorsky done? Has there been a kid in Futuro that's grown? Has he brought in somebody who's some sort of amazing talent? It was that there's the I think it's like Adolfo Cisse or something like that. But
okay, they bought that guy.
Yeah, they bought him. Yeah, so, like, it's like, okay, but we'll see what the kid got injured, like, right after which is not, that can happen to anybody, but why should a guy from the MLS, no offense, who doesn't know the European market, like, what is he gonna do?
Right.
What again, Longo, who I mean, again, is he reliable? I don't know. I don't think he's as reliable as they used to be, but still, he's the one who's literally like you read it, bro. Like Calvelli and Cardinale are talking to Ranić, who is targeting Glasner or Jasil, and the other is Ibra Karovsky, whatever targeting Planes and Pochettino. Like, I don't.
And
didn't we
both
fire
of these
everybody?
both of these guys won't be available for like 7 to 8 weeks, probably.
But it's not only that, but it's like, didn't we fire everybody because everyone was fighting?
Yeah,
and
right.
now,
Of course.
and now they're fighting. They're not on the same page. Like, it's one thing if they said, hey, their first choice is Ranić and his coaches, and second choice is, Pochettino and this Barcelona guy, Planes. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I didn't hear it, but like I've just read it. But like Planes, okay? Let's say it's Planes, okay?
Yeah.
Someone can correct me. But like, it's different than saying, okay, our first choice is this and our second choice is that and blah 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 blah. We're talking about Ibrahimovic and his guy are on the opposite side of Cardinale and his guy. And I mean, like, it's a $1.6 billion deal that they made to buy Milan. And you're telling me that because some guy has 50 million euros invested, which is nothing. That's like 4%. That's nothing. That's only 4% of 1.2, the original amount without interest. Anyway, maximum this guy has 4%, 4.1.6%.
Yeah, a guy that has done nothing but damages.
Yes.
Nothing but damages. He's actually devalued the club.
And by the way, I want to be very clear. I love Ibrahimovic as like a player.
As a player, yeah,
loved
me
him.
too.
So the thing is, like, seeing him be an idiot and be terrible at this, like, it's the worst thing I've ever. It's terrifying. It's terrifying because. Anyway, should we read this? This question. Since they donate, I feel like they deserve that.
Thanks, Rock, for the donation. Really appreciate it. Go ahead.
ZZ, what would you do to Furlani if he was standing in front of you with nobody else around you and you have a baklava mask on? My bad. I guess, I don't know, man. My legal education get in my way. I would just shake his hand or just walk past him. I don't know. I'd do nothing. Nothing, no violence of any kind. Your boy ZZ does not advocate violence nor support it. I mean, honestly, I would love to talk to him. I'm not even joking. I would just love to know. I'd love to hear what was going on. What was his thought process? Like, if, obviously he wouldn't talk to me, but like, if in this world, I just want to know, like, how did you fire Maldini? How did you justify that? And does the insane failure of the amount of money, like, we're getting Chukwueze back, Yunus Musa's coming back, like, these, like, the funny thing is, dude, Chukwueze gets paid as much as Pulisic. Like, that's crazy.
And Fulham didn't want to get him, so I don't know what he did there, but he obviously did not do well.
Maybe hopefully, Fulham doesn't. Maybe because Fulham might be in transition. Maybe they don't have the money. Whatever. Even though whatever. Hopefully, Chukwueze gets sold. But I mean,
I would love to speak to Jerry Cardinale, honestly, and I would.
He only
love
talks
to
he talks to this Kush guy. By the way, I don't know any of the other, like, I've maybe seen Kush. I don't know who he is. I've seen a video of his. Martin, that Milan, like, all these people, I just kind of look at them, but I don't really know any of them. So I mean, the only reason I've seen Kush because I saw him saying that he talked to Jerry. So
yeah, and he said that Jerry told him that he will never sell Milan, which whatever. Of course,
okay,
Jerry's
fine,
say
sure.
That.
I mean, you wouldn't want to say,
Well, you think Jerry's going to go tell a YouTuber he's going to sell Milan?
No. I mean, it would be you wouldn't tell anybody. If you're getting the New York Times or the Financial Times talking to you, you won't tell them that you're going to sell. Why would you
course,
do that?
That would be like it would. That's the kind of information that, that has a lot of consequences. There's no way he would say that to Kush. And Kush actually fucking believes him. Like, I don't know. Why is everybody a dumbass? I mean,
I mean, again, I don't know him. I'm not like in the.
No,
I
listen,
don't.
Kush is a guy that is very good at doing content, and he's very good at the YouTube game and all that stuff. No doubt about that. It's just that he is more interested in playing the game rather than telling the truth. That's it. To each his own.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't. YouTube isn't my thing. I like talking to people. I think this is much better than. I think when you. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, I think we should be. And obviously these are just reports, but I mean, reports have been pretty accurate. Like, in terms of like what's happening. I don't. I just look at it as the amount of dysfunction we have. Like, it's getting to the point where Forlani was a problem, but Forlani's not the problem. Tare was not the problem. Even Allegri, who I've never liked. I didn't like him when he took the first time. I hated the way that we played when yes, I was much younger, but still. I remember when he hurt Thiago Silva in that stupid Coppa Italia game, to hurt us at the end. Like fine, Allegri, whatever. I think he's got a great personality. I think he's a good manager, but I don't like his style, whatever. But like, if everybody is fighting, and then now they're all gone, and there's now still disagreement about what to do, we have to look at the ownership. Like, you just have to. Like, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, you've missed the Champions League 2 years in a row, and you shouldn't have. You have the financial strength, and you had enough good players to be able to succeed, and you didn't, because you continue to play in styles. And even, I mean, like, I know some people like to romanticize Fonseca. Fonseca was a problem. Fonseca was a problem at Roma. I feel like people forget that. He started a fight with Florenzi and Edin Dzeko when he was at Roma. When did Edin Dzeko when did Edin Dzeko or Florenzi ever start beef? They're both known as very professional players. Like, that's their reputation. Yeah. So if Fonseca is fighting people, those kind of people at Roma, and then people say, oh, well, he fought Leao and Teo, the cooling break incident. I think sometimes we forget the cooling break incident was like the third game of the season. It was early. Why are you fighting, right? If you're fighting with players that early, maybe you're the problem. And again, Teo Hernandez is not here anymore, and all the same problems on our left side are still there. When Leao doesn't start, all the same. By the way, our last game of the season was Calgary. I don't remember. We looked like trash. And it looks like the ownership loves Nkunku. That's what it looks like. It looks like they love Nkunku now.
Well, they spent 50 million on him, so I don't know how they can get that money back.
I mean, who's gonna pay that?
Yeah, so they're going to be stuck with him for a while.
I mean, bro, if Nkunku becomes amazing, I'll be happy. Like, I don't care. Like, if Chukwueze comes back and then he's like, he wins a Ballon d'Or, I don't care. I love Chukwueze.
Listen,
and Chukwueze seems like
Sorry, go ahead. Kuku was good. Like, in Germany, he was amazing. When he had that season in Germany, it was incredible. I mean, I really wanted Kuku to come to Milan before Chelsea.
Yeah.
Before he went to Chelsea, I really was like, he was, in my mind, he should have been one of our main targets. As a matter of fact, at a certain point, he was linked to us, but he just cost too much at that time.
Yeah. Crazy amount. But then he got injured right after that, and, I don't unless you get injured like Eden Hazard, who just got lazy, sometimes injuries, like, for instance, like Conti, like our Conti, I forgot his first name, but like, he just destroyed his knee. He just kept like, I felt so bad. Or Caldara, bad transfer, but like, the kid just kept on getting injured. Like, it's not like he was unprofessional. Like, apparently, like, his Achilles was like hanging by a thread. I remember reading an article from him. Like, he was like just talking about his, like, it's terrible. It's just like Pato, like Pato without injuries. What does Pato become? Yeah. But
he becomes a top G Pato without injuries.
Of course.
Yeah, no. So Kunku, listen, and also in Kunku, and the other issue in Kunku is that Allegri was asking for a center forward, and they give him in Kunku. Doesn't make any sense. But now, if you're going to do a restart, at least you can kind of restart thinking about how to build a team around the players that are there. So if you want to use Nkunku, how do you use him? What are the options you
I
have?
That's a good question. I mean, I think the best way for Nkunku is really as like a 10, but like I think the funny thing is the way that we thought João Felix was supposed to play when we played kind of like 4-2-4 basically. I think that's what Nkunku's supposed to be best at, or as a left winger, you know. But I think in that 10 space, you know, in a kind of like a high German press. That's really what he's supposed to be best at. So I mean, but he's expensive. I mean, there's no way around it. Um, you're gonna. We're
Yeah, big salary,
he's our
big
highest paid
price.
player. He's our highest paid player.
Yeah,
So
so
there,
they're forced. They're forced right now to build around him
I
because
mean,
otherwise they're going
you
to
saw
lose.
the one thing I'll say is that unlike João Felix, who was much worse than I thought he'd be, you could see some flashes in Kunku. And Kunku needs space though, but then at the same time, dude, our Allegri, our attack was disgusting this year,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really, really disgusting. So I don't know. We're gonna just have to see. I mean, to me, I guess the bigger question is, are we going with, you know, are we going with Ranić? Are we going with Big Ralph and his, German, Austrian dudes?
The
Or are
Red
we
Bull
going
contingent.
with Pochettino? I mean, Pochettino hasn't been a good manager in a long time. So I don't know. I don't follow U.S. soccer. I mean, I know I have an American accent, but just because I learned English in American schools, but I don't care about U.S. soccer.
Mm.
I don't know if Americans, if how they think about Pochettino, but I don't recall him doing great things. I just hear drama.
I'm not sure what his pedigree is. I'll check that in a second. Let me read this comment. I don't mind chatting with Jerry. I'll give him a better advice. I'll even create a new organizational chart for him and recommend who to hire. I'll even create a sporting commercial plan for AC Milan. Honestly, that if I were to talk to Jerry, that's what I would tell him. I would
Hmm.
try to help him. I wouldn't insult him and tell him, "Man, you're an idiot. You're a dumbass." I'd be like, "Bruh, what you're? This is what you need to do. Like take this, go this direction, do these things, because what you're doing, you're just gonna destroy Milan and your reputation. People hate you in Italy. People
Yeah,
hate your guts."
they do.
Okay, so thoughts on Pochettino coming in after the World Cup? That's the news right now. So we're speaking about this right now. This is my opinion. I think it's fake news because I can't believe that they're trying to hire a guy that will be at Milanello in 7 to 8 weeks. His last game with the USA is 25th of July. Most likely, the US is going to go through the group stages. So that means add another a week and a half, 2 weeks. Maybe they're going to even get to the quarterfinals, add more time. So, I just don't believe this is true. I don't believe it. How could you hire a coach that is possibly going to be available in 2 months? 7 weeks? 6 weeks? If USA gets kicked out, then he's going to be available in 4 weeks. That's a long time. All the other teams already started. They already started. Everybody already has their coaches. Napoli got their coach today. Atalanta already got their coach a few days ago. Juventus has their coach. Inter has their coach. Everybody has their coach. There's no way we're going to wait this long to get our coach. Same with Ragnick. I guess Ragnick could choose a coach while he's there with Austria. I just don't. I think this is fake news, Azizi. I just don't. I just don't believe it.
I mean, to me, I think the scarier and the worst question is we don't have a sporting director. Like, if you took more time with the coach, if you were trying to get like the best coach possible, manager, whatever you want to call him, okay. But we don't even know who the hell we want as a sporting director. I think that's crazy. And if we had, again, it seems like they just started making plans for what to do next like a few weeks ago. What is this? This is, you fired your CEO and now you're looking for a CEO. You fired your sporting director, who I don't even think Tare should have been fired, to be honest. Like, I mean,
Ty was never even used.
yeah, I mean, he's the only one who's been able to sell things. I mean, if you want to be honest, like maybe you could say his incoming market wasn't that great, but then the question becomes who did what. But, you know, you talk to Galliani, okay, maybe just for some advice, but like they have no idea who they want. If Ralph Rangnick is coming in as our sporting director or technical director, okay, but like they don't seem to know who they even want. And Iriola, by the way, it looks like he's going to Bayer Leverkusen. So you're not losing to Premier League money for Iriola. You're not losing to, you know, whatever, you know, even though Serie A top teams can pay more than the small EPL teams in terms of salary. But it's not even about that. You're losing Iriola to Leverkusen because Leverkusen has more stability. I don't think they realize that firing everybody all the time, like firing Maldini, has make teams think twice. Firing, I think people can say, okay, if Allegri loses the job, if Allegri loses the job because he didn't get the Champions League, I think most people will be like, okay, that makes sense. You know, you failed. That's what you're supposed to do. That's why Allegri gets paid what he gets paid. Fine, but you fired everybody. You fired the CEO. You fired the sporting director. So if I'm Iriola, I'm thinking, okay, you're asking me to come be your manager now, and I don't even know who my sporting director is. Do we even have the same view on what kind of players we want? Do I even know who the CEO is? I don't even know who the hell is really going to be in charge. And then you have Ibrahimovic, who's the one taking these meetings. And again, I don't know what he's like, but I mean, so far what is a success for Ibrahimovic? Like, Ibrahimovic fired Abate and his father because of personal crap.
Yeah.
Like, and Abate looks like a good young coach. And even if he doesn't become a great manager, he would have been a great manager for the Futuro.
Right.
You know?
Futuro, yeah.
But now we lost him. So, I don't know, man. I look at it, all I see is just constant mistakes. I see constant problems. I see they don't even know what they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing that should be, I think, worrying everybody. Like, it's one thing to, like, you know, let's say they got Amorim and they got Rui Costa from Benfica, who'd be a dream.
That's not bad. That's not
Right,
bad.
right. No, but like, I mean, I don't like Amorim, but I do like Rui Costa as a sporting director. He's a great sporting director. Great.
I like Rui
he's-
Costa, yeah.
Yeah, I loved him as a player.
Also, as a person, he's a
as a
really good
person, he's great,
a
and
really
he's
good
done
person.
great work with Benfica. So fine, like, let's say you get a sporting director like that, and you get Amorim. I'm like, okay, I don't really like Amorim. I don't.
Amorim is the guy that. No, was it Emery?
Man United. He's the one who messed up at Man United.
Okay, who's the guy that keeps on winning the Europa League? Emery or Amorim?
Unai Emery. Yeah.
Okay, maybe Emery. Okay, I was
Fine.
thinking of Emery.
What I'm saying is that, like, even if it's people that I don't like Emery, I'm like, okay, like, whatever. Iriola, okay, but they can't. But the thing is, if you want Iriola, you should have been making that. You should have been putting in that work months ago. You know, that work should have been done months ago, and it's not. They're not ready to do anything. They're not prepared. They're not ready. Again, dude, it's CEO. Like, we're not just talking about, oh, new coach, new sporting director. The CEO is gone, and they don't even have anybody lined up for that. How do you not even have that? You should know who your next CEO is, and they don't.
Yeah, I wonder if he knew he was going to. That's why, maybe this is why, and it's proof to the fact that if we would have finished fourth, those guys would have stayed. Because it looks like they have no second options. Look, they fired everybody the day after, but they didn't know who they had in the chamber for coming up next. So maybe this is more proof that thank God Cagliari beat us, and they fired Furlani and these people. And honestly, I hope we would have done even worse. So maybe maybe even Ibra could have gone out. But now that we know why Ibra is still there, I think it wouldn't have made any difference. Breaking news. Andoni Iraola has informed Milan that he will not accept the Rossoneri's offer. In the last few hours, Bayer Leverkusen has improved its offer for him and is pressing to sign him. Crystal Palace has already offered him the maximum for some time and is awaiting a definitive response from him. So there you go. No Iraola. No Iraola. Nobody wants.
I mean, that's a failure. It's a failure. I mean, again, it looks like Leverkusen is the team that is going to get him, right? So at that point, you got to ask, what does that say about us? Because again, people can talk about, oh, the Premier League is the best league, and people want to just. Iraola's not going to a Premier League team. He's going to Leverkusen. He's going to Leverkusen. And I think
Leverkusen is in the Champions League.
no, I don't think they're even in Europe actually.
Oh wow, damn.
So you're oh okay, yeah, maybe they're in the Europa League. They're 6th place. So
Oh okay.
still, if you're talking about, you know, they got 6th place, that's Europa League or Conference League. I don't know which one in Germany, but
Yeah.
it's definitely not the Champions League. So you're at that point. Yeah, it's Europa League. So he's going to a Europa League team. So again, why? Because Leverkusen, like what we're asking him to do. What we're asking him to do is to basically put his entire career on the line. That's what
I
we're
think
doing.
Iraola is a smart guy. He made.
I mean, the thing is, you don't have to be a smart guy. You know, like you're asking, like you'd have to ask, like, oh, what's the interview like? Hey man, how you doing? Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, you're Milan. By the way, you know, Milan is still a huge club. It's still a gigantic club. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, even if you're like, think about who Real Madrid had to go to get their manager because of how toxic Real Madrid is right now in terms of the way that they do things. Like they had to bring back Mourinho. You know,
Right.
It's not like used to be a great manager, not a great manager now.
What do you think of that move?
I think it shows that Madrid has massive problems, and they think they kind of like when they brought back Carlo, that worked. You know, it worked for them, and they're just saying, okay, well, we're just going to bring another great manager, and he'll be able to kind of just force people to do what we want. I don't think it's the same thing, because I don't think Mourinho has the flexibility. Carlo can beat you in a million different ways. If you look at his time with Real Madrid, you know, especially the second time, he changed things up every game, you know, when he needed to. He didn't just play one formation. That's one of the things I love about Carlo, is that he's not going to just do one style. If he needs to sit back, he's going to sit back. If he needs to attack, he'll attack you. So,
Yep.
you know, Mourinho only has one way. Mourinho is a better version of Allegri, if you really think about it. You
Right.
know,
He did
So-
pretty decent with Benfica.
sure, but he got 3rd place. I mean, he was undefeated, but he got 3rd place.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, with Benfica being, from what I know, Benfica seems to be the team that has the most money in Portugal. Maybe Porto has more, but again, I think if you're you have the I don't know. I'm not a huge. One of my friends is a Porto fan, but like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
Porto,
think-
Benfica, Sporting. It's supposed to.
Yeah. But you know, it's who knows? Can Mourinho bring everybody together? Who knows? I think Real Madrid is lucky that Rodrigo. I mean, I don't wish injury on anybody, but they're lucky that Rodrigo's injured, because it makes it much more easy. You know, a 4-4-2 could actually make sense, right? But I don't know. I just think. I think it's very weird, though, in terms of what we're dealing with. Because, and also, the one thing that I will be happy, I'm happy that the reports came out that says that Leao says he's not leaving. I think that's actually a good thing.
He want to leave, yeah.
I think that's.
I don't know if
But-
that's going to happen, though.
I mean, they're going to need
They-
to sell players because
they're
of
gonna
not
need to
making
sell
Champions
players.
League. They're going to need to
Yeah.
sell players. But if
And
Leao
it's-
says, I don't want to go,
Yeah, but the thing is, like, someone has to go, right? I mean, the guys that have market Pavlovich. Pavlovich said he doesn't want to go, but Jerry doesn't care.
Yeah.
Leao said he doesn't
I'd
want to
get rid
go.
of Pavlovich. For me, I'd get rid of Pavlovich. I don't like he works hard, and that's great, but he can only work in a back three, and I'm tired of watching a back three. I don't. I watching Como have the what did they have like the second best defense or the first best
No, the
defense?
best.
Okay, they had the best defense, and I don't know why can't we play like that? Why is
Well,
that so
Pavlovich can't
crazy?
play like that. Tomori and Pavlovich couldn't be in Como.
Sure, but Tomori. But the thing is, I think we listen. I'm whatever.
You gotta
on Tomori.
be you gotta be possession based defenders. None of them.
Tomori, I think Tomori's the way you use Tomori is when a whole team is just pushing up, and they're just attacking. Tomori's just like to sweep up anyone who gets past. That's when we use them. Basically, we use
Yeah, for
Kalulu
counterattacks, he's good.
No, but not only that, but he stops counterattacks so that the rest. But it provides the space for the rest of the team to attack. So it's like.
Yeah, the way Pioli used when we had our best, formation. The way Pioli used Kalulu Tomori, or Kjaer and Tomori.
Yeah.
That was really good balance. But Como is different. Como uses their defenders as
they use possession, of course.
tiki-taka defenders.
I'm not saying that we have to play like Como. I'm just saying there's a way. I've seen Tomori play great for Milan. I've seen Pavlovich have some good games. So for me, I'd rather sacrifice Pavlovich over Leao, to be honest. Like to me, I'd rather have them be forced to keep Leao, and that I would like to, and again, if the new manager, right? Let's say we get a good manager. If the new manager says, you know what, it's time to move on, okay. I don't want it, but okay. Like whatever's best for him and us. But I guess the question is, can we trust this management to? When was the last time? I think we talked about this last time.
No,
the last time they
we
got
can't.
good players. The last time they got good players was Pulisic and Reinders, and I am honestly of the opinion now that the more that I think about it, those players were Maldini purchases. I'm honestly at that point.
Well, I didn't like Reinders, but they did well.
I mean, I think if you put Reinders, they put Reinders in a place where he had to play a lot of defense for a guy who can't play defense. That was really dumb.
I mean, where can you play Reinders? You have to play him like as a second striker, like as a.
No, I just put him in. I think having him as having a real 4-3-3 with Reinders is where.
And where do you put him?
A
box.
I think let's say we put with Allegri with the way that we played this year, you put him in that Fofana spot. And I think.
Okay, I wouldn't. I personally would not.
But the thing is, I think if you use attack as a way of defense, he can be a useful player. I'm not like the biggest, I'm not the biggest Reinders fan, but I'm saying that.
What about I mean, okay, Manchester City has tons of options, but like Guardiola's abandoned him. Like he doesn't.
I mean,
use
Guardiola abandons a lot of players, and then he brings them back. I mean, he it's fine. But again, like Reinders to me is not like the most important player, but it's the idea of
right.
There's a way to use Reinders, and I think when we played with Reinders, especially under Fonseca, we did this thing where we just left Reinders and Fofana to just play in the midfield by themselves. Like remember when we used to play Morata as the 10? Like we did that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you're
Fonseca, right?
Yeah, it was Fonseca. And then Conceição did that as well, and he put João Felix as the 10. And then he gave up for that 3-4-3.
Bro, like Conceição was given João Felix, Walker. He had Morata was gone. He had Leao. He had Jovic. He had the good man. How the fuck did he screw that up?
I mean, maybe it's just the problems at the ownership level and the management level that I don't think anybody like. But think about it. Conceição was available when they got Fonseca, so it's like, why do you bring in Fonseca instead of Conceição to begin with?
But listen, this is what I think would have happened with Areola, and that's why I think Areola is smart to have not chosen Milan
He is
because Areola probably in Milan will get sacked in December, and all this clout that he has built for himself
gone.
would disappear.
Gone. Of course. It'd be he's that's why he's going to Leverkusen. He's thinking, okay, at Leverkusen I can build. It's Germany. I will get time, you know. Right now, like he's being smart. And I think, the word is that he wants a Liverpool job. The fact that Liverpool kept Slot is crazy to me. I mean, I guess that's the question that would you have if you're a Liverpool fan, do you keep Arne Slot?
No, I don't like him at all.
Yeah. But I mean,
I don't like him at all.
I just don't know what we're going to be doing. I have no idea what is going to happen.
For me, if you want to have immediate results, the best bet, and this is not even a guarantee, is Conte. And you have to, he can manage the team and get you maybe in the Champions League right away. Maybe he can mitigate the toxicity that is around there. But I personally don't believe any new upcoming coach that doesn't have any clout, doesn't have any pedigree behind him, can come to Milan and make a difference. I think it has to be a Conte. Actually, I don't see anybody else. That's the only one I see.
Would you have taken Sarri?
Also Sarri, yeah.
I like, of the two, between Sarri and Conte, just in terms of style, I like Sarri's better. His Napoli teams were really fun.
He plays better, more attractive football, yeah.
Yeah.
4-3-3.
But I mean, I just like it. I think that it's the more modern. I hate the 3-5-2, I'll be honest. I think a 3-5-2 is a stupid formation.
I don't like it either.
I think it also puts you in a really tough spot attacking wise.
Yeah. I did think that it was the only way for Milan to get points this year, but I don't like the 5-3-2.
I think if we were the thing is, it doesn't, like, what was our transfer window? Like, what was it built for? I don't think it was built for either. I don't think it was built for a 3-5-2 or 4-3-3 or anything.
No. It was a mess, dude. It wasn't built for anything.
It was because we didn't have wing backs in a system that depends on wing backs.
Yeah, we had the best fucking wing back in the world, and we sold them.
Right. And it's crazy. And like Estupinian being this much of a failure, I mean, think about it. Furlani wanted to get rid of Teo Hernandez for how long? He gets rid of him, and the best he could get was Estupinian. And remember when we had Archie Brown and we lost out to Fenerbahce? And Archie Brown sucks too. That's the funny part.
I'm not familiar with Archie Brown. I remember the name, but also on the right side. On the right side, you only had Salamakers. Like, you went into the competition with just one guy,
which is terrible. And again, like, they didn't plan, because they had Jimenez. Then Jimenez was a moron, and actually we're lucky, right? We're lucky, that we sold Jimenez, as he turned out to be kind of a weird guy, But like, they didn't replace Jimenez. They didn't replace Jimenez in January. They put Atacame.
Are you talking about Santiago?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Alejandro, the Bournemouth guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, who Bartesaghi.
Yeah, but Bartesaghi, to me, I think his future is at center back. I don't think he's not. To me, he's like Chiellini.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. Jimenez was more of a wing back. Bartesaghi is. You know where I see Bartesaghi actually better? In a defensive 3 as a third.
I think eventually if you put him at like he'll be like a Bastoni,
Exactly. That's exactly how I see it.
Yeah, but I think he could also, or a Calafiori, maybe not as attacking as Calafiori, but like he's a more of Bastoni style defender. Yeah. But the thing is, he needs to be coached. I mean, I feel like people forget that, like, managers do something. Sometimes I feel like,
of course,
people act like the manager just gets good players and it's just about quality. No, it's about deploying players in the, like, Carlo Ancelotti doesn't get enough credit for. He does not get enough credit for what he did when he took over Milan. Milan was not the greatest team on the planet when he took over. People thought that it was a team filled with players that were not supposed to work together. Shevchenko and Inzaghi were not supposed to work together. The midfield of Pirlo, Seedorf, Gattuso with Rui Costa in front of them was not supposed to work either, but he made it work. So, to me,
he's the one that changed Pirlo's position.
it might have been some Mazzone at Brescia, but yeah, but he's the one who taught him how to play that position because that's what he played.
Yeah, that's right. Mazzone. Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
But
yeah. No,
these
coaches make
problems,
a huge difference. Of course.
And what are we doing? We're getting managers who can't do anything, and then we're getting players that don't work.
And we have a management doesn't help the coaches. This year, they started off with Tare saying that they're going to build a team for a 4-3-3. Then Allegri comes in, and he's like, "Yeah, this team is not a 4-3-3 team. I have to do a five whatever I usually do, 3-5-2." And that's what he did, and that meant that we only had one right wing back, Salamakers. We had 4 number 6s: Fofana, Modric, Jashari, and Ricci. Rabiot came in at the end by luck. Estupinian was terrible. Pulisic, Leao playing out of position. He probably should have just stuck with a 4-3-3, maybe. Who knows?
I mean, the question becomes: is your midfield designed for that? Is your attack designed for that? Yes. I think the question is at center back. I think one of the things that we don't talk about. We bought Odogu or whatever his name is for like 10 million euros. The kid never played. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that we get this kid and he doesn't play at all. At all. So it's like, what are we doing?
I mean, Jesus, Jashari, 40 million. He didn't play.
I mean, I'll give, if I want to be nice, the kid broke his leg. So, okay, fine. The kid broke his leg.
And also, he's got a Ballon d'Or player in front of him.
Sure. But the idea is, you'd want him to learn from that Ballon d'Or player. That's what you want. But again, it's why did you get Ricci then? What are you doing with all this doubling up on? Yeah,
it's just a mess.
And why don't you get wing backs? The funny thing is, Serie A has teams play 3-5-2s, 3-4-3s, a lot of 3-4-3s, right? Or 3-4-2-1, that's a 3-4-3. You're telling me that we can't get any wing backs? There's nobody out there in a league filled with them?
Right.
And that was a big part of our problems, because when you look at it, we don't have wingbacks in a system that like Inter relies on their wingbacks to create attack. I mean, that's whatever his name is, a little rat that they have. DiMarco,
MVP.
Yeah. Great for him. But if you put DiMarco as a real left back, he plays like trash. He's a wing back, and that's great. But here we had Teo Hernandez. Imagine Teo Hernandez having that level of freedom.
Damn, that would have been nice.
It would have been.
All right, let me read this letter here. Old Clan Curva Sud. Edison has been telling me to check this out, so let's check it out. Let's see what they say. After witnessing Sunday's disgrace, followed by the dismissal of Furlani, who is paying the price for 3 years of disastrous decisions across the board, as well as Moncada, a decent scout but a disastrous human figure, alongside Allegri and Tare, whatever their mistakes, still people of strong moral character, we're fully aware that the ownership remains completely untouched. AC Milan has become an empty shell, stripped of values and dignity. As of May 27, there are no true Milan figures left in top management positions, no CEO, no sporting directors, no head coach. This mass purge answers only to the irrational and egocentric whims of the man who has poisoned our world for the past 3 years, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Damn. It all started with the dismissal of Abate, Primavera coach, guilty only of refusing to play Ibrahimovic's son. then came to the imposition of his close friend Kivrowski, a nobody arriving from the United States, at the head of Milan Futuro, leading to relegation from Serie C and elimination in the Serie D playoffs. Last season, he pushed heavily for Fonseca, followed by Conceição, with the disastrous results we all know. But this season was the masterpiece. Unable to tolerate anyone overshadowing his dark and toxic presence, he deliberately sabotaged the team in order to prevent it from achieving success. The calls made to players expected to be cut at the end of the season, the lack of celebration after Salamaker's goal on Sunday, followed by Cardilane's statement, "If we had won, we would have thrown away a year." Wow. Did he really say that?
Apparently, yeah.
Mamma mia.
This is honestly terrible. This is a terrible look for him. You're telling me that one game changes you, and you're thinking, okay, like, you should have fired Allegri. If you think this, you should have fired him even if he did win. If you think that things were this bad, then you should have fired Allegri regardless of what happened.
That's crazy. I did not know he said that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's been very chatty.
That's insane. Okay, if we had won, we would have thrown away a year. Our undeniable proof that everything was premeditated. Do we truly realize this? The very man who is ensuring our team fails while all of us lose sleep over this club is now being handed total power. We cannot allow this to continue. This individual is dragging us towards complete ruin, towards Serie B. Our opposition to this devil must be relentless and continuous. There can be no peace until he leaves Casa Milan. Ibra out of our Milan. Get these scumbags out of our Milan. Wow. Strong message from the Curva. Damn. Crazy.
I mean,
I don't
It's
think
crazy.
I've ever seen the Curva go that hard.
Cordova, sometimes I have a complicated relationship. Sometimes they make good points. Sometimes I'm like, guys, shut up.
Yeah. For the most part, I honestly don't respect them.
No, I mean,
But Jerry Cardinale looks at them as livestock and nothing else. You know, he doesn't.
I think he
care
looks
what
at them.
he's
I think he looks at them as a problem. I think what he wants to turn. I think the new San Siro is just going to be just like the Premier League is just filled with
tourists.
And it's not just tourists, even just people who are upper middle class. Because you want to charge a lot of money, you don't want to have a passionate fan atmosphere, right? What you want is. Well, no, he wants the passionate fan atmosphere, but he'll sacrifice that. And most of the EPL managers, EPL owners have sacrificed that for what? To be able to maximize the dollar, which is fine. The thing is, winning is the ultimate. I think Tottenham should make owners be very aware over what they're doing. Like, Tottenham really should have been relegated. They were that bad. Like,
Yeah.
And Tottenham has they have the highest season tickets, I believe, in all of Europe, or at least top 3.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Tottenham have
Wow.
one of the highest ticket prices.
Ah, okay.
They've been trash, as we all know, and they make a ton of money, but off of their fans. And the thing is, Tottenham fans, though, they can tolerate not winning. I don't think Milan fans can.
Yeah, that's a difference. These are all things that Cardinale had no idea about. They were not in his calculations. I mean, obviously, we all know when he came in, he said, "Well, I didn't even know Milan won 7 Champions League. It was the second most decorated team in Europe." When I bought
Which
the
is,
club.
that's crazy to me. Even if you think that, why would you admit that?
Why would you
even
say
if-
that?
Why would you say that? Why would you admit that you're dumb?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you say that?
It just means that you didn't do a Google search about you're going to spend $1 billion on something, $1 billion plus dollars, and you didn't do a little Google search. I'm like debating whether to get like a pair of socks on Amazon, and here I am, doing research about what is the best socks, and you're telling me you're about to throw down 1 billion dollars, and you didn't
That's
do a little
crazy.
Google search about what you were buying. It's crazy, honestly.
I wonder if he just saw the numbers and he compared them to like a low middle team English team, and that's the calculation he made.
No, I think Milan is one of the biggest brands in the world. It was the money that would take to buy them was relatively low in comparison to the size, right? In size of the fan base, in terms of its recognition. Um, and think about it, like I think in his mind, you build a stadium, you double your money at least, if not more. I think that's a pretty solid. And I think if you look at what Elliot had done to structure their books in a way to make Milan as attractive as an option, like I mean, if you think about the way that we were like they were able to more than double revenue in 4 years. I mean, it shows you what a sleeping giant Milan was or is.
Right.
So it's like if you just do a bare minimum job, just a bare minimum job, you can make this brand gigantic. Again, people act like Milan, like they didn't win in the 80s. That wasn't the last time Milan was good. I'm in my 30s, bro. I grew up watching Milan be the best team in the world. So you're not like and people in your 30s and above, that's the people who spend the most money on stuff. So, I think he made actually a smart business decision. The problem is, in terms of buying Milan, in terms of wanting to build a stadium, but I think the problem is that on the sporting side, he has made he has done a poor job on every single level. Like, let's be
And he
honest.
didn't do his research there. That's where he didn't do his research.
I think
the
he thought that
importance.
Toulouse was like the sample,
Right.
and he thought that he could just kind of did what he did at Toulouse with Milan. And
by
I
the
don't
way,
think
at Toulouse, they hate him, yeah?
they hate him, yeah. But
Yeah.
because they don't know what to expect. I mean, again, Milan, if you're talking about a big brand, right? People want to win.
Right, exactly.
And
They're not going to sleep until you do.
yes, and I think there's a difference between not winning. Like, let's say we got second and we lost to Inter, but we ran out of gas at the end. Okay, that's a very different season to. I'm saying, let's say we got third or fourth. That's a competing for titles is what we should. There is no team in Serie A that has PSG money, Manchester City money. Shit, there's no team that has Bayern Munich money. So what's the excuse? Basically, in Serie A, things are pretty even between Inter, Juve,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Of
And
course.
so when you're talking about you're talking about who's doing well. Napoli, by the way, makes a lot less money than the big three, northern teams. So, you have to ask yourself, well, why is Milan so far behind? How can Como, with a fraction of our budget, even though they spend in transfer fees, but their salaries are much lower. There are no there's Nico Pass, okay, but like you have stars in your team. And what have you done? You have bought players that you can't get rid of. Chukwueze and Musa, you will not be able to get rid of. You bought Emerson Royale. That's who you decided to replace Calabria with. Emerson Royale.
Yeah. Estupinian. Just shy.
You sold Kalulu, and Juve fans love Kalulu. Think about that. You had Kalulu.
Yeah.
Malik Chow is in the German squad, and people in Newcastle talk about him as being a top-class young center back.
He got
And
called up?
Yeah, he's in the German national team for the World Cup.
Oh, wow.
That's who we sold. We
Good for
sold
him.
him.
Good for him.
So,
Crazy shit.
it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy that you have, again, if there was a team like PSG in Serie A and we lost, what can you say? You don't have...
No, listen. With our potential and revenues, we should be the top team.
Yes, and we're financially healthier than Inter.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jerry talked a lot of shit. Remember that Harvard interview? He talked a lot of trash about Inter. He called Inter bankrupt. So, dude...
And which wasn't even true. Was not
Sure.
even true.
But the idea is, you talked a lot of trash about Inter. You talk trash about them, and you're getting, and you should be beating them.
Right.
By the way,
Yeah.
when Oak Tree took over um, Inter, they didn't fire Marotta. They didn't fire anybody. So
No.
I think it shows you, when people say like, oh, it's just a hedge fund, maybe I'm a little biased as I also work in that. But like, there's smart ways to do business and there's dumb ways to do
Yeah,
business.
but Oak Tree also is not in. It's a different kind of hedge fund,
Sure,
from
it's
what I
more like
understand.
Elliott. But
Yeah, it's more like
but
an Elliott
but
kind of.
if we look at Elliott did, you can tell Elliott did their research. When they hired people, they hired Gazidis, they hired
Oh yeah,
Boban, they hired now
Leonardo.
Leonardo I hate, but like they
But
made sure they
Leonardo was a
made
big guy. Yeah,
he was a big guy. But I'm saying is like you got but also let's say they didn't forget about Leonardo. They had Boban and they had Maldini. I
right.
mean, they were
Maldini,
smart as
Bassano.
to what they were doing. And
Yeah, because that's a serious company with lots of money, and that's why they're so successful.
yeah,
They know how to operate in different ecosystems. One of the Jerry's famous words. While Jerry thinks that just because he figured out how the offside rule works yesterday, now all of a sudden he thinks he's an expert in football. He's going to do it all by himself. And
I mean, I want to know what his thought process is. I would love to know, but we're gonna find out really though if you think about it. Like
oh yeah,
there's nobody to hide behind now. If he, what's the last bit is going to be what Ibrahimovic, and that's why the news today about Ibrahimovic being able to be insulated from criticism because you put in a couple million. That's it. That's crazy. That is. How are you letting somebody with a 4% stake in your club give you have that much say?
I don't know, man. For me, the only explanation is that, and the guy is just dumb. He is just not smart. We just have a person that is just not smart. He's not clever. He's not cunning.
I don't think so. I think it's ego. I think that's what I think. I think it's ego. I think ego has gotten in the way of Jerry, and I think that's what it is. I think ego got in his way, and I think at this point he can't people talk about well, someone commented, I guess, like, do I think the 40 million story? Wait, are you talking about the story about Ibrahimovic?
What about it? Which one?
I think someone met like Soko Laidi's son. Do I think that's true? Yeah, I do. I honestly do. I
About
mean,
what?
again, about Ibrahimovic being, an investor in Redbird. I think that's actually true. He's
Oh.
not, and by the way, he's not a Milan employee. He is a Redbird employee.
Right.
Like he works for Redbird. So to me, do I believe every report? No. I mean, do they know? Maybe the number's more. Maybe the number's less. Maybe it was only 5 million. It doesn't matter what it is. The point is that Ibrahimovic is the only person left standing. Everybody got fired. Like if we're losing Areola, let's say Areola is a great coach, right? We lost out to him because we came to him when we have no idea what we're going to be doing next. Like, dude, we don't even have a CEO. Like with sporting directors and coaches, you can say, okay, there's people who have jobs, da 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 da. Okay, fine. What CEO? Why don't you have a CEO ready to go? Why don't you? You're not even, if you're going to be a backstabbing, sort of corporation, we're gonna be finance guys. We're not gonna care about emotions. We don't care about feelings. It's just business. I would love for them to actually do that, because if they were, dude, we'd have a new CEO. We'd have people ready to go, but we don't.
Wouldn't be in this mess, honestly.
Of course not.
If they were, if they acted properly. I want to read this comment here. This is like this: Albertini as president, Carnevali as CEO. I don't know about Carnevali. Maldini and Begiristan as a technical director and sporting director. Pick one of Leipzig's or Bournemouth's heads of scouting. Let the sporting people pick the coach, and sit back as the club strives. That's all Cardinale would have to do without reinvesting a penny over what we've spent in the last 3 years. None of the headaches from missing out on CL revenue. The fans' protest for negative media attention on Redbird would all go away. It's not that hard at all. I used to attribute Redbird's destruction of the club to joining malice shenanigans with Elliott. That should... There's no continuation. But yeah, listen, that's what I think. I think he should just let do what Elliot did. Put
Yeah.
people that know what they're doing, and then just fuck off in the USA. Do what you got to do. Run Redbird. You got your big Paramount thing you got to do. You got all these other businesses. Leave Milan alone. You do not know what you're doing. This guy does not have a fucking clue about how to run a football club. He couldn't run a fucking Sunday league club with his friends. Imagine running Milan. He needs to just let go and let the experts do their thing.
I think it's one thing to, if he bought Milan at the same point that Elliot got Milan from the Chinese, okay, you're trying to work it out. The problem is he bought a fully functional team.
Thank God, man. Brother.
That's the thing.
Listen, thank God that's not the case.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
no, of course.
Lord.
Right. But what I'm saying is you could be like, you know what? When you're trying to dig out a hole like that Elliot had to dig out of, it's a big hole,
That's a huge hole.
It's a huge hole. Like, just to even, do you remember when we first qualified for the Champions League? Do you remember that feeling? I remember winning that game was huge.
Against Atalanta.
Yeah. And I remember when, Frank
Penalty.
Kessie is just, blocking,
in
holding
the corner?
on to, yeah,
Legendary.
in the corner.
Legendary.
Amazing. But the thing is that's because we had been beaten down as Milan fans, where we're celebrating top four, right? But now we wouldn't accept that, which shows you that Milan has been restored.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah, that's
the thing.
why Milan. That's exactly we already did the rebuild. We already
did the rebuild.
Fixed it.
We did it. And what did you do? You took over and you fired everyone. And the funny thing is that the player that's supposed to be the biggest failure, who I don't like, by the way, I want to be very clear. I hate Charles de Ketelaere. I hate him. Hate him. I do. I don't like him. I don't rate him as a player. He annoys me. But it looks like I'm saying this to say the excuse was they fired Maldini over CDK.
Right. Yeah. And
looking at CDK play, you have to ask yourself, was it really worth it now? Looking at the way the kid actually came out, he's a pretty good player. Do I like him? No, I don't like the way he plays. I don't like him at all. But what I'm saying is, the excuse was that we had to fire Maldini.
Yeah.
Because of what? Because of one transfer, because of him and Origi.
That was the PR excuse.
Of course, it was but it's an excuse that a lot of fans accepted.
Right.
It's an excuse that a lot of fans accepted and they thought was a good idea.
And
how much more money have we spent?
And also a lot of YouTubers.
I mean, it's dumb. No players were working for Milan in the late 90s. Great players: Vieira, Edgar Davids, Kluivert, Redondo. He got injured right after joining. There were players that just weren't doing well. Sometimes the luck isn't there for you.
Right.
So it's but Galliani has won things. So if Maldini has a bad transfer window, you fire him, even though he's the one who rebuilt your entire...
That's what I've been saying, bro. They're gonna and I've said this a million times. Galliani made mistakes. You think Galliani was perfect every transfer window?
No, he wasn't.
But actually, there was one season in 98, 97. We finished 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Berlusconi did not fire Galliani and did not fire Braida, did not fire these guys.
No.
It was okay, it's a misstep, whatever. But these guys are proven winners.
Yeah.
Because we already won 3 Champions Leagues or 4 Champions Leagues with these guys. I'm not going to fire them because one season went really bad. So, yeah, I think Maldini, they already knew they wanted to fire him.
Yeah, that's why they didn't give him any money. Even though there was a lot of money at the team. There was a lot of money. The team was making a lot of money when they took over. They took over a Scudetto-winning team with record revenues, and it just kept on growing because of them, and yet they didn't want to spend.
I actually would have had more respect for Redbird if they would have just not fired Maldini right away, but
I agree with you.
Not renew his contract.
No, exactly. They dragged it out, which hurt our transfer window. They would have rather hurt the club than to support it.
They sabotaged that season because they did not have the fucking balls to fire Maldini.
Yeah, They could have if they wanted to fire him. Honestly, I would have respected them more if they just just let him go. You know
And
that
it would have
year.
been. And again, listen, I keep on saying they're fucking dumb as fuck because just look at that. The PR would have been so much friendlier. Okay, we did not reach an agreement. That's why we can't. We're not going to continue with Maldini. We just
Yeah.
couldn't reach an agreement. That just is much easier to digest. But these people instead dragged it, and then they fire him like a dog, which completely divided the Milan fans, completely broke the Milan universe. It completely broke the soul of the team.
I think the Milan fans who supported it, I think they need to accept the fact that they were really wrong. If you want me to be honest, because there were a lot of people who tried to justify something that was stupid, and they acted like, Maldini didn't do anything. We have seen the last few years without Maldini. We have.
Yeah,
There's
of
no
course.
excuse, and I think that's the thing. Like, fine, the Milan today is not the Milan of prime Berlusconi, but the pressure is still there. The
Oh yeah,
expectations are still there. Serie
one
A is
hundred
still a
percent.
difficult league. We don't have
Yep.
the same money as we used to, but Serie
Yeah.
A, in order to get top four, this is not the Bundesliga. This is not La Liga, where there are just two and a half teams. In La Liga, this is not the Bundesliga where there's Bayern and then like a million miles lower is Dortmund, and then whoever else like Leipzig and
Right.
like if you're Dortmund, you can sell your best players and you have the space because the competition isn't there. Serie A has the competition. I'm not saying that the teams are great. You can call it Serie A. You can make fun of Serie A, whatever. Let's say Italy's the worst. Whatever you want to say. Problem is you still have to compete.
Right. And
So
and listen, Inter showed us, and also Milan showed us, that with smart decisions, even with the limitations of Serie A, you can still be competitive. And and okay, it's hard to be competitive like PSG, who can spill money on the best players whenever they want, but you can still be competitive at a European level.
of course you
So
can.
there's
And you
no
can,
excuses.
if you have Maldini, imagine getting a phone. You get a phone call from Maldini. You're not going to take that call. What is a better call to get? You get Paolo Maldini calls you and he says, "Hey, come rebuild Milan with me. Come make Milan the best team in the world again." I mean, I'll run through a wall for him, you know.
Right.
But what did we do? Listen, if you want to call Redbird Moneyball, whatever people want to call it. Listen, if all their transfers worked and they were kicking ass, then I'd be like, okay, fair enough. You fired Maldini. You think you can do better? If you do better, you can't say anything, dude. You can't say anything. But they've been worse.
Right. And also the model of just redoing the team every year doesn't work. You have to build a core that stays together. You have to have the team needs to be a family.
It does.
They have to feel like they're a family. They
Even
have
if
to
that's
feel,
bullshit. Even if that's bullshit and
Yeah.
there should be all professionals, you have to have the fiction. You have to create the environment in which
Right.
people think that way.
Yeah.
They do.
And at Milan, it's the complete opposite. They're actually they don't even call them players. They just call them assets. Remember when they're using that term in the beginning of their tenure? They're calling players assets in the media.
I mean,
Is
they've lost money on all their assets. They're
Right.
losing money on all their like. Think about it. You forced Leao to play through injury and Pulisic. You made them play through injury. You lowered their value to the lowest. Um, you know, it's crazy though to me. Like you look at it and, uh, brother, I look at it and I just like this is really terrible. You have not had any successes.
Yeah.
Like who's our successful transfer? Rabiot, and Modric. Oh man, Modric. Who I wonder, a young up and coming player. I never thought that
Yeah.
Modric would be good.
You can't build around Modric, by the way.
You can't. That's the other thing.
The guy's most likely going to retire after the World Cup. Like, what has he got to play for? A Europa League? Why?
would he
42
do
years
that?
old playing the Europa League? For
Why
what?
would he do that?
He's better off going to Saudi Arabia and making a shit ton of money and thinking about his, I don't know, his
whatever, like
His
life, bro.
family from 3 generations from now are going to be set, with the kind of money that they give him there. Yeah.
Sorry, someone, let's talk Milan. Can I just read comments? I'm sorry, bro. I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Let's Talk Milan said it's about priorities and building a winning team ain't theirs. It would cost them money they don't want to spend. I think they want to win, dude. That's the thing. I think they want to win. I think they're just bad at it. You think they want to get embarrassed? I don't think so. I think they want to win and they just can't. They're dumb.
You
Like,
know
that's-
what? Listen, I kind of see it a little bit differently, and I see what you're saying. I think that when they got the club, he thought that no matter where he finished, nobody was going to give him any shit. Like, I think that he thought that he could have finished 6th, 7th, 8th, 4th, and there's going to be no repercussions from the fans or from the Milan universe. I really
Yeah.
think that. And now he has realized that, man, at Milan, if you don't fucking at least even show that you're trying to win, they want your head. And
Yeah,
I think that
it's Milan.
I really think that.
It's Milan. It's not. This is not. Look, I think maybe he'd be able to survive if we got top 4 the last 2 years. But people are just getting vicious. People don't want to interact. Like, I think he fired all those people to kind of like, it was a PR thing. I think that was a big
Yeah.
part of it. And I think maybe the other reason why he talked, I mean, they're talking about selling Leao. I think there's a lot of fans. I think the majority of Milan fans want to get rid of Leao. Even if they hate him, fine. But I think the other thing is, I think other people who don't hate him, they just think, oh, it's time to move on. I think people want to see that,
Right.
I think-
yeah.
because it
And
appeals to
listen,
some people.
Yeah, no. Listen, honestly, I think Lau should leave Milan. Not because I want him to leave,
Yeah.
but I
For his
think
career.
For his career, I think he should leave. But thinking about it, right? If it's true that Ibra said that Allegri wants to get rid of Leao, and Ibra was like, "No, we will protect you." I guess they don't want to get rid of Leao. Maybe.
I think it's crazy that for the second year in a row, one of the last games of the season determines whether we keep a coach or not. Last year, it was if Conceição wins the Coppa Italia, he's still our manager. And this year, if Allegri wins against Calgary, then he's still our manager apparently, or we're stuck with him or whatever.
Yeah.
If that's the way you're doing things, that's terrible.
yeah, of course.
It's like when Maldini got Giampaolo, who I hated.
I didn't understand that one.
I didn't either.
Paulo. I didn't get it.
But he got rid of him pretty fast. He got rid of him real fast. With Fonseca, we kept dragging it along till the end. And then we fired him in the most unprofessional way. He didn't even know he got fired.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
It was announced that he got fired, and then he found out after giving an interview, which is shameful.
Yeah.
It's shameful. That's the only way to look at it.
Even when Paulo first signed Pioli, I was very.
Oh, I didn't like that either. I was like, who is? I just looked at it as like you just need a manager at the end of the season. Fine.
Oh, you know what? There you go. Before I was trying to look for a parallel between Zaccheroni and a modern coach. I guess Pioli is a good.
Oh, Pioli's definitely a Zaccheroni. That's true.
Yeah, Pioli is a Zaccheroni kind of coach. Yeah.
Like Pioli had like a pretty good stint or whatever at Lazio and stuff like that. Like he
Yeah.
did some kind of work, and then he had a great team one year.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Pioli got really arrogant towards the end. I remember his interviews were really arrogant. He didn't take responsibility for anything. It was very weird
Yeah.
seeing that.
Yeah.
That was very, very weird.
Yeah.
I guess the worst part about this is I have no idea who's the right manager for us. Like if someone asked me, "Hey ZZ, who do you want to be the man?" I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I do. I think it's either Conte right now. I think that's the only one.
Maybe.
But it's not because you'd be my ideal manager.
Of course. Yeah, no, I get it. But I'm like, will Conte even like in this system, in this
I
structure.
don't think
Maybe
Conte would
Conte just
join
goes, I don't even want to. I don't think he even takes the job.
I don't think
You
he
know?
takes the job. Saudi
No.
didn't take the job. He didn't want the job.
Yeah,
I don't think he takes a job, no.
I think it's. I just hope that the only way, I think I said this last time I was on here. I just hope that it works. I hope it works by accident. I hope everything they do, they accidentally get us the best players. They accidentally get us the best, you know, like if they get Ralph Rangnick, I hope it's an accident. Like it's the only thing I can hope for now, because I don't think they have a plan. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. And I think it's pretty obvious that they don't. When you fire everybody, you don't have everybody. Like, you don't have who comes next. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's really sad. But like you can't like if you ask me like, oh, what player would I like? You know, do what kind of midfielder do I want? What kind? I don't know what we're playing. Like they're linking us with Glasner. That's a back three. You know, he plays like kind of like a 3-4-3 type thing.
Glasner is who again?
He just won the Conference League with Crystal Palace.
Oh, Crystal Palace. Which I also saw a statistic. He had the second most, no, the second least possession stats in the EPL. So he's
Yeah.
a player. So he pretty much predilects a kind
German
of football
Allegri.
that he's a German Allegri, you're right?
Yeah. I mean, the other guy that we're linked with, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the one with the J, who's also like a Ranić disciple, you know,
Geisler or something.
Geisler, yeah, whatever. I mean, the only time I remember him is when he was the manager of Salzburg when we beat them, you know, of like a couple years ago.
Okay. All
When
right.
when Okafor like crossed up Kalulu and made him look bad. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a couple years ago. So I mean,
Was
like
that
other,
the Europa League? That was Europa
no,
League. Right?
it was Champions League, I
Oh, it
think.
was
That was
Champions
the
League.
Champions League. But I mean,
Hmm.
I mean, brother,
Okay.
I just, is he ready for this job? I hope so.
No, bro. Nobody's ready for this job. Are you kidding me? I'm telling you, like it has to be a big guy. And these guys that come from these small environments, it's going to be a culture shock for them.
Because if you look at Fonseca, Fonseca's doing a pretty good job at Lyon, and I think it's like the pressure. I think the pressure really got to him here.
Of course.
I think he just went crazy, and I think the problem is like he just blamed Teo and Leao. That's why he benched them. And it was after the
I don't
third
know
game.
if he. I think he was told to blame them. I don't know if he,
Really?
he did that. Yeah,
I
he was
think
told.
I think he did it personally, and I don't think.
I mean, but why? Because he was coming in. Like, why would he have any beef with him? It was really like this beef that started from the previous season.
I
from
think he did it at
Pioli.
Roma. I think he did it. He did it at Roma with Dzeko and Florenzi. So to me, I look at it as. I think he did the same thing. I think he wanted to show that he has power.
Right.
You
He
can't
wanted
do
to
that.
show he was a boss. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that at this level. Yes,
Nah,
Leao
dude,
is
you
not,
don't do
you know, a Ballon d'Or winner, but like Teo and Leao are good players. They're very good
you
players.
have to treat them with like they're special. You have to treat these players
Sure.
like they're special. You have to treat them like they feel special.
you
When
have
you
to-
treat champions like they feel special, that's when they produce. You
You-
can't
you know what
you
it is?
can't
You have to know
treat them
what
with
to
a
do.
whip. You
You have
can't
to,
treat
you have to
champions
know
with a
you
whip.
have to know how to push their buttons. I think Carlo Ancelotti does a great job of that because he knows how to push buttons in players.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think Mourinho, to his credit, he
And,
has a
and
very
you know
good
who
job of
else?
pushing buttons.
Maldini.
Yeah.
Also.
Of course he does. And the different players need different things, you know?
Right.
So I think it's the idea, like, it's, do you need discipline or do you need to be softer? Do you need to be like, I'm disappointed, or do you need to yell at them? Like, whatever works. You need to, but that's part of being a manager, is being able to know how to get the best out of a player.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't think Fonseca knows how to do, like, I think at a smaller team, he does a good job. I mean, the pressure's not there, great. So he's done a great job at Lyon. I'm happy for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
But, you know, the only hope I have is if we appoint some foreign manager, I just hope that his Italian is so bad that he can't even read all the stuff that's beaten, that's written about him. That he's not ignoring it because some brilliant psychologist. No, he's ignoring it because he just doesn't know Italian.
Well,
That's that.
unfortunately, all social media has a translate button now.
God damn it. Well then, I'm just saying, like, I think that's the only thing that's gonna save any small time manager, like, to really be, to take over this job, because it's a tough job. It's a shitty job. It's a shitty job now. It used to be one of the best jobs. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You built a young squad, and now we have an old, crappily built squad. That's what we have. Like, you have pieces that don't work together.
Yeah. And these two names that are being mentioned today, I think they'll be out of the news cycle within a few days.
Do you think
Because-
Pochettino's the pick?
No.
Do you think that
no.
you don't think so?
I just don't. No way. Zero chance. And Ragnick, a guy that says he gets to choose everybody, no chance. And
Do you think they're desperate enough? Do you think they're desperate enough to give him that chance?
Impossible.
I wonder. They might be.
You can't afford to wait till what's after July? August.
Yeah.
What, you're gonna wait till August till these guys are available? Their last games, both of these guys' last games is July 25, between July 30th and July 25th.
Mm-hmm.
So that means these guys are going to be, and if they go through, that means that they're going to be available in August.
Damn.
No chance. This is 100% either fake news or we're dealing with the most stupid people that have ever existed.
I mean, I think that's. I with Ranić, if he comes in as like the technical director, not as a manager but as a technical director, I'm like, okay, I get it. He's because Bayern Munich wanted him before he went to Austria.
No,
Like
but who starts training the team? Who
I don't know. I mean, I guess the idea is, I'm trying to be devil's advocate here, right? I'm trying to be as nice as possible. If their idea is, okay, we get Ranić, and then we get whatever manager that we get Ranić to be our technical director. Cool. And whatever coach he wants, like, basically you're talking to him while he's supposed to be doing his job for Austria, which is fine. But then it's like, who do they want? So, but to me, the way I look at it as, it shows that they were not ready for this, because you don't even know who you want. They're going to like a million different people. Like, they should have had their plan. If you're going to slit everybody's throat, you're going to fire Furlani, you're going to fire Moncada, you're going to fire Tare, you're going to fire Allegri. You should have known exactly what you wanted, and you should have been planning this for months. You should have been, even when things are good, I think the best teams, even when things are great, you plan for that next.
Yeah, they already have the second plan B, plan C.
You already
D.
have that, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it at all.
Yeah, I think my suspicion is that in the next few days, they're not going to be talking about these names anymore.
Yeah,
and we're going to be talking about someone else.
I'm honestly,
That's my
I usually have like a kind of like a guess, and not saying that it's right. I'm saying, like, I kind of have like I have no idea what we're gonna look like. I have literally zero idea.
Never do I.
This is the weirdest. I can't remember a summer like this where I had no idea what the hell was happening. Like, it's craziness.
Yeah, I have no clue what they're going to end up doing either.
But yo, I actually have to go back to doing work.
Yep.
It's
Thanks,
always a
CZ,
delight.
for joining us.
It's always a delight, and thanks to everybody in the chat for being nice to me, even though I'm a little douchebag. But you guys are all super nice, and I'm glad that we're just talking, and that nobody's taking it too seriously or anything like that. So, anyways, take care,
All right,
guys.
thank you, brother. See you next time.
See you.
Later. Roy, where is Laird? I invited him. I keep inviting him. He doesn't want to join. I don't know why. He should join. I'm not going to talk crap to him. I want Laird because I actually want to hear what his opinions are about what's happening now. I'm not going to, Laird, if you're listening, No, Desna, no live tomorrow, and no live on Saturday, but maybe on Sunday. Maybe on Sunday, yes. Um, Lyot, if you're listening, I don't want to talk about what we discussed last summer. I want to know what your opinions are now. So, and I think the people want to hear your opinions too, if you're listening, Lyot. So if Lyot maybe doesn't want to join because he doesn't want to get into conversations about last summer, I don't care about that. I wanna hear what he thinks about the situation right now. They don't give the slightest effort about winning all they wanted, and all they will ever aim is for top four to get the CO revenue, because investing to get anything more than that is seen as unnecessary risk that doesn't guarantee reaching the objective in the first place. Yeah, and I believe he did say that. Jerry did say that in his Harvard seminar when he was talking about football models, and he was talking about the Tottenham football model, comparing it to the Real Madrid football model or the Inter football model. But it's really about the financial aspects. He did say that, yeah. And because the objective itself doesn't justify risk, especially in the Serie A, where winning the league only makes you earn a couple million. Yeah. If we kept Tade, Sari would have come with Milinkovic, Savic, and Vlahovic. Maybe. Who knows? It's possible. Tade was never meant to come here and be kept. The situation is sadly entertaining. Watching these fuckers fail over and over is hilarious. Hey man, I like the fact that you're able to get humor out of it. At least that's good. I mean, it is. At a certain point, what else can we do? All right, let's see if there are any updates, any interesting news updates. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, Scamacca has no intention of listening to offers. Okay, so Atalanta does not want to sell Scamacca. We were linked with Scamacca for a little bit in the beginning of the season. From what I have learned in these years of YouTube and monitoring the markets, whatever they say in the beginning of the market, usually, most of the time, never happens. We kind of start to see the real objectives take place a little bit later on. Empoli won't trigger the option to buy a signed permanent deal. Okay, Pellegrini, whatever. So Ramon Planes for DS Milan. He's supposed to come with Pochettino. Again, guys, I repeat that again. I don't believe that. I don't believe that these guys are going to be hiring people that won't be available for another 6 to 7 weeks. I think if there's a poly market bet, put your money on that these two names, Ragnick and Pochettino, will not be spoken about in the next upcoming days. Allegri was looking for Gila, but now he might be going to Napoli. And if Rabiot is not happy with Milan, he might be going to Napoli too, according to Moretto. Konate is ready to leave Liverpool as a free agent. That's the kind of sign an Inter would do. Nico Paz wants to stay at Como. Okay. Look at this one. This one is good for Palestra's stock. Not only Inter, but Manchester City also is interested in Palestra. Not bad for the young kid. I don't know why we don't protest like Lazio fans. Yeah, we should. The fans in Italy should. I've been listening to Longoni and his guests. His guests have been saying that they've been going to the stadium, and now the stadium is very different from the past. It's just filled with tourists and a lot of foreigners, a lot of tourists, and a lot of people that really don't care. He was saying that a lot of people after the Cagliari game were smiling, they were happy, they were singing, they were taking selfies, they were buying shirts, they were buying merchandise. He's saying that the culture there in the stadium is changing a lot. It looks like, as far as that goes, Cardinale is having some success. Thoughts on Brescia not existing anymore? Is that true? That's sad if that's true. It was disbanded in 2025? How the fuck I didn't even know this? They played it. Oh, that's sad. But Brescia is like one of a very rich city. I'm surprised that it's a very as far as I know, there's a lot of industry there. It's an industrial city. There must be some rich owners that can buy Brescia, or at least keep it in Serie C or whatever. Interesting. No, I'm kind of whatever. It's kind of sad. What are you gonna do? They changed the name, Leonessa Brescia or something like that. It's Leonessa Brescia now. I reckon that is going to be a 2 million wage coach with a clause in the contract that if the milk gets sour, they part ways with no consequence for the club. Which would be in line with what Jerry likes to do and what it seems the plans usually are. Who do you think? Give me some names, guys. Who do you think we're going to see in the news cycle in these upcoming days? Who do you think? Do you guys think Conte might be realistic? Do you guys think that we might see Conte? Maybe Palladino? I'm going to hit up Paul Singer for 400 million loan at 40% interest rates. Nice. Thank you. Bruce Arena. Paulo Dybala did not get the call up for the Argentina World Cup squad. Oh. Is this the team? Let's see who they called up. So goalkeepers Musso, Rulli, Martinez, Balerdi, Tagliafico, Montiel, Martinez, Romero, Otamendi, Medina, Molina. Sounds like a fucking Italian team. Paredes, De Paul, Barco, Lo Celso, Palacios, McAllister, Fernandez. Wait, let me see that midfield again. Paredes, De Paul, McAllister, Fernandez. They got 4 big players there. Barco, Lo Celso. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Up top, Alvarez, Messi, Gonzalez, Almada, Simeone. What? No way. Simeone? The Serie A Simeone? Wow, Paz. Paz made it. That's great. Lopez and Martinez. Lautaro Martinez, of course, yeah. Yeah, between Alvarez, Messi, Lautaro Martinez, Nico Paz, they got strong offense there. I'm not very familiar with Gonzalez, Almada, Lopez, but Simeone. Is that who I think it is? Really? Peace out, Fadinho. See you next time, my bro. I think Conte will leave on his own by October. If Conte and De Laurentiis have beef, imagine Conte and Ibra. Yeah. No way Conte will get involved in this mess. Besides, they don't want to risk again like they did with Allegri by paying high wage. It makes sense, yeah. Makes sense. It's probably going to be some other foreign coach that we're not very familiar with. Out of nowhere. Most likely. Napoli have asked info for Dusan Vlahovic as a free agent. There you go. Allegri. Now let's see the difference. This is going to be a great litmus test to see the difference between how we operated with Allegri and how Napoli operates with Allegri. Let's see how Napoli, if Napoli can work with or can satisfy Allegri's players that he wants. Let's see. That's going to be a big litmus test to see the difference of the Napoli management and the Napoli infrastructure against the Milan one with Allegri. Vlahovic at Napoli, I mean, he should already be happy to have Højlund there. Also, Lukaku is still a Napoli player, by the way. But Napoli, Dusan Vlahovic at Napoli, that's... Yeah, there you go. Top English club have submitted a rich bid around 25-30 million to try to sign Napoli's young talent Antonio Vergara. Nice. Who has also been approached by two Serie A clubs. That's good, man. Antonio Vergara came out of nowhere. Italian guy. There you go. Antonio Vergara is another great example of how Italy just has abandoned its youngsters. This guy, 23-year-old, plays because everybody's injured, and here he is scoring goals against Chelsea, scoring goals in the Champions League, and helping Napoli keep their top four. I'm glad that there's interest shown for him. Sevilla have shown interest in Celtic, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Roy, it's Giuliano Simeone that was called up. Who is Giuliano Simeone, guys? I'm not familiar with him. Italiano maybe, yeah? Italiano could be another name that we might see, yeah, Italiano or even Palladino. I really hope Palladino no. But Italiano, maybe, yeah. Roy, is Milan re-signing Allegri? Apparently, no. Allegri has already, according to the reports, I don't know if it's official yet, but he has joined Napoli. I just don't understand what this obsession with having control over coaches and DS. Yeah, I don't know. They changed their mind. No. I don't know where you saw that, Kratos. Giuliano Simeone, I have no clue who he is. De Laurentiis spent quite a bit with Conte, although Allegri ain't as demanding. Noro, Italiano, and Milan don't match. I mean, who really matches at Milan, you know? Why do you think Italiano doesn't match at Milan? I can't think of anybody that's really matching with this Milan. I'm just thinking of who is available and who would they call. No, it's another Simeone. It's Simeone from Atletico Madrid. Is he also related? Because his surname. That's funny. Barca have open talks with Atletico Madrid to sign Julian Alvarez. 100 million on the table. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Sempre Milan guys, but let's see what's on the, if there's anything new here. Well, guys, it looks like there's not much more news. I think that's it for today. I think the news has expired. I think we have spoken about everything. I think everything. Maybe Xavi, guys. Xavi could be, or Thiago Motta. Guys. Thiago Motta, Xavi. These make more sense because they're available right away. Thiago Motta, Xavi, Italiano, Palladino. Whoever is available right away. Giuliano Simone is the coach's son. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Roy, we're stuck with Lau. No top club wants but Fenerbahce or Galatasaray. Yeah. Now that I think about it, if these rumors are true of Ibrahimovic telling Leao that he was going to protect him from a sale, maybe there is no intention of selling Leao, and they won't sell Leao. But someone has to go, so who is it going to be? They're going to have to make their money some way or the other. Maybe they're just going to have to accept any big offer that's coming for Leao, Pavlovic, any of these guys. Van Bommel also is another one that could be available right away. Yeah, Van Bommel. And also Van Bommel knows the Milan environment. He's won a Scudetto with Milan. I don't know what kind of coach he is, but Van Bommel also kind of makes sense, I guess, if you want someone to come in right away. Another year of Leao, I can take it. Listen, if I were to put money on it, guys, I think Leao is going to be sold this summer. Leao is too comfortable there; he'll stay. If I was him, I would push to leave, but I think he's going to be sold because who is? Yes, guys, listen to me very closely. I think that Pochettino and Ragnick is a diversion. I think this is a diversion, and Van Bommel actually makes the most sense to me. I cannot believe that the news today was a complete diversion. They're trying to push us in a certain direction while they're trying to negotiate with other people in peace without the media behind their back. I don't know. The Pochettino Ragnick links just make no sense whatsoever. They're impossible. Well, it's not both. It's one or the other. Ragnick with all of his entourage, and the other thing is there's no way that they're going to sign Ragnick and then Ragnick gets to decide everybody. There's zero chance that's going to happen. And again, he won't be available for another 6 to 7 weeks. Same thing with Poch. This is a total diversion. Today, guys, the news tried to fuck with you. I think Van Bommel maybe is the Van Bommel is a choice that makes sense, honestly. The one man show, Ragnick, right? Thiago Motta could be an option too. I mean, he's also friends with Ibra. Didn't they? I think they played together at PSG. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. I don't see any coach or any DS being comfortable and being in control. Yeah, of course. Yep. Call Pioli back. I mean, we might as well. What difference does it make? At this point, it makes no difference. Let's see if there's anything else. Let me just check as one more scan. Tedesco. Oh wow. Panchina Bologna. Tedesco in vantaggio. Tedesco might go to Bologna. I thought Grosso. Or maybe Grosso. Grosso has not closed the deal with Fiorentina yet. Yeah. May they burn in hell? Why should they burn in hell for? Why? I don't get this. For hiring Allegri? Let's see what Kush says. Allegri's playing style was nothing but a nightmare to experience for months, but the blame for Milan's failure falls far more on the shoulders of the ones above him. The fact he had Milan in second for 7 months was a miracle, and a 24 unbeaten run was pretty crazy looking back. Yeah, until Rocco comes and tells you that Fulani was a genius. All right, guys, I think the news for today is done. We don't have anything else. So that'll be it for today. We will continue on Sunday. We'll continue on Sunday. And guys, right now I am free to do this, so I'm going to take advantage. But I know that soon I won't be free anymore to do this stuff. At least those dumbs in San Siro, they have a song design. Pioli's on fire. I think the coach will either have to be desperate, out of a job, low profile, where they say Milan's the opportunity of a lifetime, like Tade was, or a foreign to the point he's completely oblivious. Yeah. These are good points. I think it's going to be something like that, yep. I agree. Okay, guys. Well, listen, we're going to close for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Click the like button on your way out. We will be back live on Sunday, I believe. So let's see what the news brings in these upcoming days. Ciao a tutti. Have a good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Peace.